Broadcasting live from D's Nuts. This is the Retro Handhelds podcast, featuring your host, Rob the Retro Tech Dad, Stubbs the Nubbs Guy, Aish Rios, and our special guests, Team Retrogue and Retro Game Core. So sit back, relax, crack open a cold root beer, and let's get this aging gamer party started. Russ, please review Stubbs Nubbs.
Wow.
What's going
Every time.
going on?
It gets better every time.
You. What's going on, everybody? I'm the guy from the Retro Handhelds place, and we got a crew of people. We got our buddy Russ back on. We got Mikhailov from Team Retrogue, and of course Rob and Aish. What's going on, guys? Happy Friday.
Hello, happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, everybody.
Cheers.
We're gonna have words.
Before another word happens, Mikhailov, I was watching your interview with Aiden this week, and by the way, that was an awesome, insightful interview into your life.
Yeah.
Really freaking cool. But I learned you had never talked or interacted with Russ in all these times, despite the fact that you're both like RH partners. So I figured it would behoove us to get you both on the podcast together, so we could have maybe a forced moment of awkward interaction that we could all watch and enjoy.
So
Yeah,
the adoring
Russ-
fan in Starfield and in Oblivion, that's me. I'm just gonna follow you around, Russ. I'm getting on a plane to Hawaii right now.
Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah, no worries.
To
It's
face
great
each
meeting
other
you.
and
We are.
oh,
How do I
okay.
face like this?
Like that, yeah.
Yeah. Mikhailov, one of the things I really appreciate about you is that you don't have a beard. But that is rare
No.
in this space. So thank you very much for being on this.
Can we kick
podcast
him now?
without a beard. So,
Can we get rid of him?
I appreciate the goatee respect.
all right, let's not be awkward. Let's
Okay,
do a podcast show.
I just want to say I really enjoyed that
Well,
moment.
Is this awkward? It's only awkward if you make it awkward.
No,
That's
it's
true.
not. You're both cool as a cucumber. I appreciate
No,
this.
I'm upset he doesn't have a beard now.
I was
You didn't notice till
I
now?
didn't notice it until now. Now that I see it, I can't unsee it.
He's got like a little bit of 5 o'clock shy. We'll allow it. It's okay.
okay.
It's
All
cool.
right.
Rob, am I not nerdy enough for you?
No, you're great. I love you, man. You're great.
Yeah, we love you, man. That was a cool episode. I really liked that. And we're happy to have you on the show. But
I can't believe Russ actually watched it.
Oh yeah, whole thing. Yeah, I loved it.
Wow.
Yeah, I was filming something else at the time, and so I was like, kind of watching it from the side, and yeah, it was amazing. It was awesome to just hear your whole story. It was great.
Yeah.
Wow,
I
that's
agree.
high praise. I'm surprised you don't hear him crying in the background, the little man.
It's all
He
good.
doesn't want to go to bed.
well,
Aiden
and
does that to people, man. Like
we've
you'll start
definitely
talking
all
about a
been there.
handheld, and then 20
Yeah.
minutes later, you're talking about like your life experience, and you're like, "How did we get here? We were just talking about handhelds."
Yeah, I was talking about Mario 3, and then we started talking about children. It was the weirdest thing, but I loved it.
He's sneaky, man.
He is
Yeah,
sneaky.
Aiden is a
and,
good
and he has
interviewer,
a similar
Mhm.
story, which that's
Mhm.
kind of I think what I fed off of when he started talking about his stuff. I'm like, wait a minute,
what is this?
yeah, are we the same person?
God, I know. Yeah. Retro, you and I were talking about that earlier today too. It's like, man,
Yeah.
custody. We're talking about custody and kids and all that stuff, and it's like, dude, it's a journey.
It
If we
is.
didn't have, we were saying, if we didn't have this hobby in this community, we may well go just crazy. Like we just go dealing with some of those life dramas. Having this outlet is
So
so nice. It's just like it
It's-
keeps me centered.
If I
It's
didn't
probably one of the
become
consistent
Russ's
things for
number
me.
one most awkward fan,
This guy.
I don't know, man. Like, just go through his comments, like on some of his videos. You'll see some wild things.
Yeah, you got some competition.
especially on
Yeah.
the channel too, on the Discord. Oh,
Yeah.
what I just thought you were nonstop tech support for handhelds. Looking at the comments,
Somebody's such a
sometimes-
big. Somebody's
Yeah.
such a big fan of Russ. Like he joined RH and he has been a member of the Discord, only to recently find out we have a channel too. They were just there for Russ. That's it.
That's okay. You know
We're
what? That's-
secondary.
I think
long
one
as
of the
they're having a good
funniest
time.
moments was when someone shared a screen cap of Russ's eyelashes. I was just like, "What's
Yeah.
happening here?"
Yeah, I've seen some
Amazing.
pretty funny memes too. It's great. I love it. I have a friend. You guys might have heard of him. His name's Joshua Wiseman. He's a cookbook author. He
Oh,
like
yeah,
has a
wow.
YouTube channel,
I
really
have his-
big.
I have his book.
Yeah, so there's a whole meme about like his butt, and like because it'll show in like some videos when he turns around or whatever. There's a whole like subreddit for that stuff, and so I get it. It's funny.
believe
People
it.
find things to focus on, but
People love cake.
They do, and even better than cake, people love getting their Odin 2s early.
Oh,
Do you guys hear this? That AYN is actually shipping Odin 2s in not December, but starting this month, the end of this month. That's crazy. And Rob, you just got your Odin 2 today. You got the white one.
Yes.
That's such a clean.
I love the white. It looks great.
It's the white Pro, right?
It's awesome. Yeah.
look at that.
Oh yeah. The white really is clean looking. I'm
Those colors are
glad
really
to-
popping too. Man, it
really
almost looks
are.
OLED right there.
I'm blown away by the screen. It's really nice. Yeah, it's really good.
That's what I was surprised at when I did the screen comparison. Like I put it next to the Switch OLED and the Portal, and I kind of like the way the Odin 2 looks a little bit more. Just pops more.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that. I can see that. And Rob, do we have a visual on that one too?
On which one?
No, just on the Odin. I was like, do we have an
I
Odin?
got you. I got you.
Something.
I'm slacking here.
Well, I know no, you're good. I know most people know what the Odin looks like, but some people might be like, "What is that? Is that something to do with Thor's hammer? Like, what is this thing?"
The naming conventions is interesting because like we got Odin and Loki, but we still don't have a Thor. Like, what's going on with that?
That'll be the Sun. Yeah, the next model. Maybe
That's
the
their
Linux model.
Linux only handheld is the Thor.
It's gonna have terrible ergonomics because it's gonna make your hand very Thor.
Wah,
Good
wah.
one.
All right,
God.
all right, get him out of here.
I'm really surprised that they're not only like shipping on time, they're shipping early. That's like I expected them to ship in December when we started seeing how far ahead it was. Like there's only some minor software bugs that can easily be ironed out, but that they're actually going out early is the amazing part because I think we all expected it to actually get delayed, if anything.
Right. I mean, I made a whole video before like all this stuff started, like when they first started announcing it, just kind of putting it all together. And I said there, I'm like, I'm expecting it like around May of next year, basically.
Right.
Look at where we are now. That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's great.
I mean, most of the groundwork that they did already on the software is just being ported from the Odin, so I guess it kind of makes sense. But still, like it's from their track record, it's really amazing to see that.
Mm-hmm.
With an M.2 running iOS.
I know. That was good, Captain Dan. Well, it's already been sort of declared, at least by our channel, that Odin 2 is the Android handheld of the year, the best Android handheld of the year. I'm sorry, we're already calling it the Pocket Air S.
I'm saying period.
I mean, the Pocket Air S can maybe match it, but I just don't think so with that form factor, guys. I don't think. I think the Odin 2 is just the handheld. It's so good. Rob, what are your early takes on it? You just touched it for the first time today. I'm very excited. You want to save them for your
Stop been gushing
video?
about it. I love it. I
you've
think it's you could tell they've learned a lot from the journey that they've had with the Odin Pro and the Odin Lite. Like it's just the refinements are there. You can see it. I mean, the minute you put it in your hand, the analog sticks, just the plastics, the build, everything. It's just seamless. It's really refreshing to see. Honestly, I'm actually really surprised, and I've only had an hour with it, but I'm just blown away by how it feels so complete, and I can see why they're shipping. I could see why they're ready to ship this thing. I mean, it really feels complete to me, you know.
But you were also saying earlier that there was a downside to shipping early because it can cause maybe some chaos.
You know, I feel like if they were able to build, if they're building the units now for retail, I feel like if they started to stockpile them and then instead just said, hey, the release date for the Odin 2 is December 15th, and then just shipped all the backer units out at that time. But this way, nobody would feel hurt that they didn't get it earlier or later or whatever. You know, it didn't matter what order you were in. Everyone would just get their units. It all starts going out. And I mean, I recognize like AYN is not a big company like Nintendo, Sony, or Microsoft. So, you know, logistically, I could see it being an issue for them. That's probably why they're doing these waves like that. But it would have been cool. This has been like, boom, they just ship everything out all at once in December. So it would have been a nice Christmas present for people, I think.
Yeah, there was I already saw a comment from someone in AYN saying that they are going to, there will be like tiers of like certain SKUs that they'll be sending in colors and whatnot, and that some will go out before the others. And I just I imagine people are going to be screenshotting that and sharing that for weeks, being like, "Oh my gosh, what if we get the blue one? We'll get it a day earlier or whatever." You know?
Well, yeah,
that all happened with the Retroid and with the original Odin, and I see it happening again.
I made a joke like in 12 days, when it's November 1st, AYANE's going to be getting their inbox flooded with emails about when's mine shipping, where's mine? Which group am I in, which color's going out. Like, it just
can you change my order to this color?
Because I wanted to get it earlier. Like,
isn't there only 2 available options now for the Odin Pro? Like 2 colors, black and there was another one. Because I don't think you can get all the colors that you could originally.
Oh, really? I haven't looked.
Like on their website.
They said they only had cold gray available when I talked to Nicole yesterday. Right now, anyways. So I think maybe the cold gray is what's about to go out, and maybe the black base, but I'm not sure.
I feel like white and black are probably the ones that are gonna go out early. Maybe, I don't know. I see a lot of people have gone on the white units.
I kind of hope that we do end up in the same thing if it is happening with the Odin, because I think a while back when I checked, because I was looking to pick up an Odin a few months ago, and there was only 2 options on the website. So I don't know if they were just sold out or if that's just what's available. Like I kind of hope that happens with this one, because I can see this like getting a lot of demand. Like it's gonna be hard for anybody to beat the Odin 2 for a while at least.
It kind of seems like they're just going all in on the Odin 2 because they're discontinuing Loki models. It's almost like they're abandoning the Loki, and the Loki's a great handheld.
It is.
I mean, the
it is, but everybody wants 7840U now.
It's just so sleek. They did such a nice job. They nailed it. Like you can tell. Like they really
I canceled my Loki Zero last night finally, and I switched it to a cold gray Odin 2. I'm like,
wow.
I'm sad about the Loki Zero. I'm still waiting for Mikhailov to get confirmation that his unit ships, because
I
just like what's
did
happening?
You hear anything?
So
I heard a little bit.
You can hear me, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'm good.
So I asked them because I was able to get them to send me my Odin 2 early. So I'm actually getting it on Monday so I can review it myself.
What?
Yeah, I'm getting my Odin 2 on Monday. It's out. I didn't tell you.
Well, I'm just saying what for everyone else's reaction. I'm saying for the general, the everyman. I already knew this. This is an act. But I'm fooling everybody. No, but that's cool though.
So when I was talking to AYAN about that, they said they were shipping out the Odin 2 and I was gonna get it. And I said, well, what about my Loki Zero that I ordered back in early September? They're like, well, we're gonna have to wait a little bit on that.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you know what? That's fine. You're sending me an Odin 2. Carry on. Yeah.
I kind of wish Joey got one, so then he would get it, hate it, and then I could buy it off of him.
That's because his handhelds attack him.
I have his Mini Pro, so
I have his KTR 1.
Well, Nicole was saying yesterday that if I kept my Loki Zero order, it would most likely ship. If I switched to the 128 model, the lower tier Zero, that it would ship by Monday. Otherwise, I'd have to wait a week or two. And my model was going to be the 256. So I was like, you know what? I kind of lost interest now. It's a Windows handheld. It's the same chip as the Win 600. I was like, yeah, just give me another Odin 2. How about that? She's like, okay, I can ship that. And to be honest, mine's also shipping on Monday. So, or it'll be here by Monday, apparently.
There's very little that chip can offer that the Odin 2 can't do, or even do better, actually.
Yeah, I would argue it's not a Windows handheld. It's a jealous handheld. Because that's really the only time you can get it to shine. And so in that sense, like the only thing it does better than the Odin 2 at that point is Wii U. That's it. Because the Odin 2 can't do that.
And we can get those
I guess
the
if you're
Switch
interested
version
in
of those games.
Older PC games, like if you really want those, that's about it.
But maybe that not even that potentially with Winlator. Like I have to try it out, but with Winlator running older PC games, like there might really not be a need for those older chips because it's going to run them and it's going to have better battery life. So
same thing with Linux on ARM as well. So that's the other thing. With it being on Odin 2 now. So.
Because like emulation wise, the Win 600 struggled with PS2. I think it's better on the Linux side, but it's still not great. And for the most part, as long as the game's compatible, the Odin 2 does great with PS2. Oh, there's only a couple games that I was like, okay, this doesn't run as good as I would like at a higher res, but the games are still running anyway.
That said, though, there is something to be said for the Loki Zero over the Win 600 because there's a lot more prep work that has to go into the Win 600. It doesn't have its own software for arranging TDP and changing resolution and all that. You have to set that up yourself, but the Loki's going to have it. One of the things I love about the Loki is it's got a dedicated Xbox button. So if you want to run SteamDeck Picture, it's going to run that no problem, and you can do whatever, go into menus, change controller options, and
Dan, you're not getting dinner. You're not getting dinner tonight if you keep talking trash.
That's right. Well, what? Well, come over here. All right.
All right.
No, between Loki and Win 600, like it's not even close. Like, the Loki, it's the Win 600 had its time. It had that little window where we didn't have a Steam Deck, we didn't have anything else, where it was like, okay, this might make sense for you, but not anymore. Like that, it's not even close. And if you're in one of the countries where it's available, just getting a refurbished Steam Deck is a way better deal anyway.
The only Win 600 that's really worth it is the one I bought from Russ.
Yeah, he bought one from the charity thing to help Maui. That was awesome. I think we raised like $6 or $7 grand for that. That was amazing.
You guys didn't say hello in that transaction?
We did. We said hi. I said thanks for buying it. That was it.
Yeah, no, I got a message that said thanks for buying. It's going to be delivered soon. And then I got a message from Mrs. Core that said it's on its way.
Oh.
And then I got a nice little handwritten letter from Russ that said thank you for buying the Win 600.
Can we take a minute? Can we take a minute to just say I'm so sorry to hear?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I covered up the picture. I didn't want to make you sad.
It's all good. It makes me feel good to see pictures of her. It's all good.
Yeah. No, I was just talking to my students today about how I lost a cat a few years ago, and it's destructive. It's crazy how much they worm themselves into your life.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's true.
Yeah. All good.
Cats and dogs.
I made it dark and awkward again. I'm sorry.
Yeah, can we get rid of him?
No.
He's still hung up on the beard thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's okay. I'm gonna meme a beard on you later. It's fine.
Well, listen,
hey, you owe us a meme. What's going on, Aish? Just slacking.
I had a lot of things to do. Trust me, the memes are coming. I'm gonna take a bunch of screenshots. Yeah.
I can't wait.
All right,
I think I wake up every morning hoping
really
for
why
one.
I became a dad, right?
What?
For the memes?
You guys really want to know why I became a dad, right?
For the memes.
For the memes.
Because I have so many dad jokes, and I didn't want anybody to think I was a faux pas.
Oh no, can't be a faux. We cannot be a faux pas. We must not be a faux pas.
All right, I'm good. That's it for the night.
We got our system. Well, if you guys are done with talking about Odin 2, the Ayaneo company, Arthur's pet project device now is called the Flip Dual Screen. Have you guys seen this nonsense? This is crazy.
Yeah.
Where are we at here? Yeah. So
it's so funny that they leaked that, right? Like they sent it to people and said, "Hey, we're leaking this.
We're leaking this." So this is a Windows. This is a Windows handheld.
So is this really legitimate, or have we gotten confirmation?
It came
from them. Yeah,
apparently
from them.
The Fox.
They just said, "Don't tell anyone."
Yeah.
You're right.
Well, Brad Linder at Lily Pudding confirmed it. Fox then confirmed it, and then I'm like, okay, well, let's run with this because this is ridiculous. Why is this bottom screen so tiny?
It's like it's literally the size of a Nintendo DS screen. I think it's crazy.
It looks like there's a face on the bottom, like it's an angry monster coming at me. You know?
Oh man.
Am I the only one who's hyped for this?
I mean,
yeah. I'm actually.
There's a lot of
I
people.
really want to see how they pull it off. I mean,
guys,
it's really interesting.
You guys know I'm the clamshell guy, but let's see how they do. I'm disappointed that it's a Windows handheld, not Android.
I'm actually kind of not because of that.
Yeah.
Sorry, Russ, go ahead.
I was just gonna say Wii U for like Wind Waker HD, where you can see the menu right then and there. That'll be helpful, instead of having to hit the tab button or whatever. But man, I don't know. That's a lot of engineering and a lot of software like tomfoolery is what I put in my tweet, like just to make those games work.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Like with Windows versus Android, Windows is already pretty good at handling multiple monitors. Like essentially, all this is a PC with two monitors. So you can already just kind of drag and drop and set things up on Windows pretty easy. Like I have a multiple monitors set up, and just moving stuff around isn't that hard. So if you were going to set up like a dual screen with you just drop one in the bottom, it'll resize itself and just keep the one up top.
Yeah,
it's a lot easier. 3DS, I don't know, because I don't like 3DS emulation in PC. It's just not as easy. Same thing with DS.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's buggy. That took a big company to make the OS work for dual screens on Android. It's not ideal for it.
Yeah, if Microsoft.
I think Mikhailov would say we've got a really good 3DS emulation device kind of right there.
Oh,
but not Wii U. That's the only thing.
Doesn't have
That's the only bummer for sure.
Doesn't have controllers.
So you are going to get Wii U on here. It's Windows, and I'm sure you can run Jealous on it. Maybe. Well, they'd have to develop something special, I guess. But
wait for some Picto Chat, you guys.
Yeah, Picto Chat. Oh my god, that's a name I've not heard in a long time, Rob. Long time.
What was that game, Electroplankton, that only came out on the DS?
Love that game.
What is that?
I love that game. Yeah.
Oh, for DS, that's right.
It's like a rhythm. It's not really a rhythm game. It's like almost like an experience kind of game. It's so cool.
Those types of games are the reason I won't get rid of my 3DS. It's so hard to emulate them.
Yeah.
Well, now if you spend $1,000, you can.
Oh well,
Ayaneo Flip.
It's so tempting. I know it's expensive, but I don't know. It's something about it.
It's tough with me with these high-end Ayaneo handhelds. It's
they come out with a new one like every other month or every month. I mean, at this point, it's like
and they have another one too. There's a second design they had.
Yes,
it's this one, and then there's one with the keyboard, right?
Yep.
Right. So hear me out. Maybe you could use that second screen for a virtual keyboard.
Well,
so that way you can just tap on a touchscreen keyboard. Isn't that great?
That's why I was thinking of Picto Chat. I was getting like Picto Chat vibes.
Right.
That means
tap away on that thing.
I guess with a stylus. I mean, it's gonna be nerdy. It's gonna be niche. It's gonna be cool and gadgety. But I don't know how wide it's gonna be adopted.
Yeah.
So
they gotta get the price point right. If it's already over $1,000, it's not gonna sell well.
It's Ayaneo.
It's
gonna be expensive.
Yeah. And the unfortunate thing is, the best experiences that I've had with Ayaneo devices are the cheap ones.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they really push things, and the marketing never helps either. The Ayaneo 2 is a perfect example when they're talking about like that baby cradling like feel of the handheld or whatever. It's like, how many babies did they buy to like engineer that? You know what I mean? Like they're spending all this money creating this setup, and they just need to say, yeah, it works really well. Like you can put your hands on it.
It's a guy with a lab coat just holding a baby like this the whole time. Like,
so that's how you cradle a baby. Okay.
Yeah. That's what I think about when I play my handhelds, baby cradling.
I mean, they do have like CPR training dummy babies. If they probably are kind of humane, and maybe they use those.
Yeah,
a real baby would work better.
Yeah, that's true. You're not going to get the right dimensions with a doll.
Yeah, you can be less careful with a doll. Like a real baby, you got to make sure you don't drop it.
The thing is, the funniest part about that joke, and it's been going for a year now, is that it's just a mistranslation. I think what they were just talking about is somebody in a fetal position and like the comfort of it. But they mistranslate that to be cradling a baby, basically. Because I think that's what they're trying to get.
That's what makes it better.
I know. It's just so funny. Anyway, they just keep going. It's the same thing like with the Ambernick. What do they always say? Like, it feels nice in the hands, but they have a certain way of saying it that's very creepy, and they put it in all of their.
Oh, I love that
stuff. Yeah, like it's just they don't know, and they just keep going with it, and so it's funny.
I feel like that's AI generated, like all the way. There's no way somebody's sitting there writing that and thinking, man, people are gonna love this.
Yeah, I thought it was just the translation, English that maybe wasn't the best.
I feel like it's on purpose at this point. Like it can't be that hard to get like Google Translate to tell you, like how to say it right. Like, it has to be on purpose.
Oh yeah, they always say fondle admiringly. That's what they say.
Yeah,
right.
Oh, that's the best. That's my favorite.
Fondle our handhelds.
Well, they have this other design here. This looks like a competitor for the GPD Win Mini, basically.
Yeah. Same chipset.
More like a sidekick, a 7840U handheld. And it looks, that keyboard, it's there.
Does holding the GPD Win Mini feel like holding a DS or a 3DS, or is it heavier?
It's heavier but more squared off, so it's not rounded like those where it's kind of comfortable. Like it's like a little block of cheese, you know. And so I don't find it to be comfortable that much at all. They do have some pads on the sides of it which make it a little bit easier on the sides of the hands, but it's the corners, like the way that they kind of go at the bottom, it's too squared off for me, and so I don't find it to be comfortable.
Wow.
Speaking of your thoughts,
yeah, no, you would think that would be more what they were going for, was
right.
Trying to at least capture the feel of one of those clamshell handhelds, because at least you can hold those for long periods of time.
I mean, GPT doesn't do things for gamers.
That's true.
It's for productivity. It's for Excel sheets. It's for
that's Ambernick. That's Ambernick with the Win 600.
That's what that's for, man. Like gaming is secondary. Like, oh, we have these controllers in here, but that's not what this is for.
I think if they drop the price on both of these to a reasonable level to where it's more competitive with Ally and SteamDeck, then I'd be interested. But until they start doing that, it's hard for me to get excited about these high-end Ayaneo Windows handhelds. It's tough.
This is a 7840U, right? This is going to have
yeah.
Okay.
Does it really need a 7840U for what it's trying to accomplish?
No, I wish
I feel like that's where all the money's coming from.
I wish
but
it was
nobody's want it if it doesn't have that. That's the problem right now. Like most companies have created a spec, like a tech spec race. Like everything has to be 32 gigs of RAM. It has to be the latest, most powerful chip, and it just gets to a point where it's like, well, it doesn't need it, and it's actually making the product worse because of it. But
yeah, the thing about that chip though is that it's really good at lower wattages compared to like the 6800U, and so you're probably not going to want to run that over like 15 to 18 watts, like with the Win Mini, because it gets too hot. And so, but the nice thing is at 15 watts, you can play a lot of stuff, you know?
Yeah.
And so that's one of the nice things about it, is that, yeah, it's way more powerful, but it's also efficient. And so I'm assuming that's why they're probably going that way, or at least that's probably the marketing angle they should take.
That's a good point. I forget where I saw it, but somebody was saying like 15 watts for 7840U is not the same as 15 watts for like the SteamDeck. Like you're getting the same energy drop, but you're getting way more performance at that same wattage. So yeah, that's a good point on that one. I didn't think about it for smaller ones. But how hot does it get though? Because you were saying the Win Mini gets really hot, right?
Yeah, so at 15 watts, it's bearable. I can play for about an hour, but over that, like at 18 watts, I can only do it for about 20 minutes. I'm very sensitive to having something really hot in my hands, especially living in Hawaii, because like everything's hot here. And so I could see that in the winter time, it'd probably be a pleasant feeling. But for me, man, I hate it. So
I don't know. Do we know how big this is going to be? Sorry,
I'm not sure.
Oh, no, that's fine.
Because we might be thinking like, oh, it's for like DS, and it's like something like this big. Like I don't know how big.
I think it's like a 6-inch screen, I believe.
Oh, I don't know, man. Like 6-inch handheld with that chip, the battery life. I can't see it being that great.
No.
We'll see what the final version looks like. But I was actually curious. So while we have Russ here, he has the Ayaneo Kun, and I wanted to get his thoughts on it. I just watched the review video today, Russ. It was a lot of fun. I liked the jokes you added in, by the way. But this thing, my takeaway from watching you is that I can't buy it, not only because it's $1,700 for the high end, but also because those touchpads, it seems like I'm going to constantly rub my palms against those the way I hold handhelds, and that's just going to be a non-starter.
Yeah, it's funny. I delayed my video release by a little bit because basically because of chicken. Like I needed time off, you know, and so I waited a bit. But it just so happened that as I was finalizing the video that was delayed, they had a software update to be able to turn off the touchpad, which is great. So I went in there, turned it off, and it doesn't work. So it keeps them on. So
no.
So they're trying, you know. I mean, I'm hoping that at some point, you know, it will actually like cancel out and maybe be like palm rejection, which I think is what they need to.
That's what they need.
It's a great handheld. If it just didn't have those trackpads at all, I think it would be even better. It's a really nice handheld. Other than the screen being a little bit too bright, it's kind of weird and washed out. Everything else I really like. Like when I picked it up, I was like, finally. Like they got the D-pad right, they got the face buttons right, they got the triggers right. These are always things that I have issues with. And so
the most important.
Pretty exciting. Yeah.
So you actually like the D-pad?
I love it. It's actually really, really good. Like for Street Fighter games in particular, it's amazing.
That's good to hear.
And it's really great for platformers too. I wouldn't think it would be just because it doesn't have that cross-style design, but I really liked it. Like I don't think you could put that on a smaller handheld. I think it needs to be on a big handheld like this. But yeah, I really liked it.
That's good to hear, because I think that was a point of contention for a lot of people. They wanted the cross-style D-pad, but if they figured it out, that's great.
Yeah, there's a couple other like round kind of D-pads. You know, the ROG Ally has one, the OK Zoe. This is so much better than those. It's really good.
Oh, I really like the circle D-pad on the Allies. So the fact that there's something
that's
better
my life right there. That's my life.
This is a really good D-pad. Like, this is what I imagined it would feel like when I first saw it.
Yeah, it's similar to that, but doesn't have the prominent cross parts like a Sega D-pad does. You know, so it's just more like a dome, or like not a dome, but like a little divot. You know, and so it feels really good. It feels like an Xbox controller in that regard, but it's soft and like it's more responsive, like a Saturn one too. Which is
nice. So it's not loud.
No, not at all. It doesn't click at all. Yeah.
Maybe they could just add like an IO space, like a little toggle for the mouse pads, the track pads, like that. I feel like that would be a pretty easy fix.
Right.
Like, okay, just open up IO space. You're in a game, just turn the track pads off, and you're good.
Yeah, the toggle's there now. They added it, but it just doesn't work.
Oh, okay. Which that's the thing. Like, I'm sure they're gonna figure it out. Overall, like this, it looks so nice.
Yeah.
It really does.
It is really good. I've been playing Mario Wonder on it all day, and it's been.
That's the thing, is that you said it's the ultimate, almost the ultimate device.
Right.
And I feel like 90% is getting those face buttons, the D-pad, and the shoulders right. Because if you don't get those right, I mean, you're just not going to have a good time, no matter how good the screen looks, no matter how powerful it is. Mm-hmm. So I think, and it's huge. How does it feel compared to like a 1X Player device, like a 1X Player Pro or something like that, one of the bigger ones?
Yeah, it's it feels more balanced. So it's like, it's more balanced in the sense that like everything's weighed nicely. Like with the 1X Player 2, it felt outbalanced to me, like more central, because like the removable pads were just like a little bit too light for me. This one feels more balanced across it, and so it's heavy, but it doesn't feel terrible other than just the overall weight of it, you know. And so I thought it was okay.
I mean, it's no TJD, you know, but it's not bad.
Oh God.
Yeah. It looks, I like the look of it, and if the weight's balanced, you know, pretty well. And I mean, it sounds like it's an ideal handheld for mini, as long as we can turn off those track pads, and I could find one for under $1,000. I might.
Well, what's the price on it again? I saw someone
starts at $1,000 for 16 gigs and 512 gigs of storage. Right. But then the high-end model, which is the one they sent me, is 64 gigs of RAM and 4 terabytes of storage, and that's $1,700.
You don't need that. Does it use a 2280 SSD?
You know, I'm not even going to try to open it up. That's the thing. It's so hard to open these devices up. I'm not even going to do it. They hide all the screws.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, it's such a pain.
2280 is this.
I think it is 2280.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So those are fairly they're inexpensive for how big they can get.
Right. The thing is that it actually, I when they sent it to me, I was kind of pissed, because I hate getting the high end model. I want the low end one, the one that I would personally probably buy if I was going to buy one, you know.
Yeah.
But man, having 4 terabytes of storage is amazing in a handheld. I'm just like, I'll download that. Yeah, I'll download that. Like, I don't have to deal with it. I didn't even mess with the micro SD card slot at all. It was awesome.
I have that on my Max too. I put a 2280 in it.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Aish, is that the one that I'm hopefully going to trade you
yes,
for?
But the 2280 is staying with me because I'm going to put it in an Ally.
Is that a 4 terabyte 2280?
Yes.
You added? Oh man, I have a 2 terabyte here. That'll work. But
because there's a little mod thing. It's like an adapter you can put on the ROG Ally now to put a 2280 on it.
Wait,
well,
really?
I'll send you my
it's like
Ally.
a little L adapter. I saw that.
Yep.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, send me
that 4
please.
terabytes, man. It's so nice, like not having to worry about like, oh yeah, I'll put that in there. Like I put Final Fantasy VII Remake, Red Dead Redemption. Man, my like whole ROM collection, everything's in there, and I still got a bunch of space.
See, my new thing right now is Skyrim mod packs, and those can get beefy. I almost filled up the 1X Fly with just one Skyrim mod pack. It was something like 1980 mods or something like that. But it doesn't even run that great on it. I'm going to end up deleting it. But yeah, to have a 4 terabyte hard drive, that wouldn't even phase it.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Whatever you want on there.
Yeah, seriously.
If somebody is going to buy the Kun, I think just get like the base model. If you're just going to play games on it, 16 gigs is going to be fine, and you can just upgrade the storage if you need to. Like, you don't need 32 or 64 gigs of RAM on a handheld. Like if you want to get this for like actual like work, maybe reevaluate what you're gonna spend $1,700 on, because you
get
might
a MacBook for that.
You can get a way better PC than that for that. So, but just for games, 16 gigs of RAM, like unless you're gonna try to play with like ultra high settings, which let's be honest, like games aren't gonna run at that on this anyway. It doesn't really make sense.
Yeah, the one thing that is unique about the Kun is that it goes up to a 54-watt TDP, like you're seeing on the screen right here. And that's amazing. It's not going to be great for games. Basically, anything after 25 watts doesn't really matter. Like, you're just not getting much improvement there. But if you were going to use it like a workstation, so if you were going to do like, I don't know, like AutoCAD or, you know, video editing, things like that, having all of that power into the CPU is really going to make a big difference. Plus, you know, that would be a time to have 64 gigabytes of RAM as well. So it's weird in that it could be a dockable workstation, and then you pull it off and actually use it for like handheld gaming as well. And so it's unique in that sense, in that you could probably do that without having to worry about an external GPU or anything else like that. That's kind of cool.
It is. So pick this one up if you're interested. I don't even think we put it in the description. I guess we assume no one's getting one, but if you are getting one, you got those deep pockets, and it does do what you want. Well, I'll add that in. Buy it through Russ's video. Actually, watch Russ's video. That's not all though. You know what else is going on? These damn vertical handhelds. They're coming out with more 3326 chips. It's called the 3326S, and apparently it's 0.1 megahertz faster than the 3326 line. So hey, it's technically new, and this is the follow-up to the R35S. It's called the R36S. It dropped on AliExpress in Canada and the US today for $54. I have not even ordered it. I'm sort of just aghast. It's purple though. It's cool. And they switched the sticks. I think people might appreciate that.
Why?
Yeah.
Why do they do this?
I
don't know.
I don't understand why this exists.
I'm not sure, but that leads us into our brand new segment called E-Waste of the Week, where we're going to do a lightning round of random new handhelds that you probably shouldn't buy, but we're going to make some commentary on them, including this one, which I haven't ordered it. I don't know anyone who knows anything about it yet, so I can't recommend it, of course. But I'll probably before midnight give up my will and just order it because I'm curious.
Well, it's just Linux, right? They don't have like some weird OS like that Dude had or something like that, right?
Oh man, speaking of the Dude, there's the Dude Plus
that
just launched this week.
So even thicker now?
It's we'll see what they changed. I haven't quite figured that out. It's the new Dude Plus, the D007 Plus.
I can't. Why
color.
Keep coming back.
Wait, is it only $25?
No, that's a trick. That's a trick. You're clicking on the X6, which is like the Famiclone.
Yeah, it's where is it? Here we go. Yeah, wait, it's
actually like $50.
Yeah,
dollars or something.
Yeah.
Even at 24, I'd say don't do it.
Hey, look, the green looks different, but do you think it's going to show up looking like diaper green again?
It's a render.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really sure. I'm not ordering one of these. I can tell you that. I cannot even give away. I can't even give away my Dude because I looked hot sauce off it one time on this podcast. Everyone's like, "Oh, you looked hot sauce off it."
I thought you were gonna buy this because you needed new plates.
Yeah, you know, that's the thing. That's what the kids use it for now. I'm setting a bad example. I have to promise I will not eat any handhelds or eat food off any handhelds anymore on this podcast because you all keep encouraging me, especially Zoo. Anyways,
don't listen.
Does that go into like a contract when you get a device sent to you? Do you put that in there?
I don't let them know, but I haven't been told not to do that. So, I mean, so there's that. I don't know. And Bob Wolf's doing it now, so I don't know. I should probably stop. That's his thing now.
What's plus about this?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, green.
It's green.
The green.
I assume the software is maybe improved. I know they were releasing some firmware updates towards the end of the other one that they took out of selling. So now they come back and they're selling this again. I assume it's just slightly upgraded, but do we have any details? Let me see.
Let's see. Let's see.
Well, you look for that. I was gonna say like if the 35S is what's called is just running Linux and you can just put like ArcOS or something like that on there, like it should be fine. You know what you're getting. But if it has like some custom OS like the Dude does, then stay away from it.
I mean, I'm not seeing anything different here. I mean, it looks like same battery size, same screen.
Now, if you are considering either one of these, don't, and just get one of the ones that's been reviewed already. And you know what you're getting. Just it's not worth the $20, man. It's just not.
Well, I can tell you the one I had is super janky. I can't get it to charge correctly. Over time, I still try to use it, and it's okay for PS1, but you have this bilinear filter that's stuck on, and the software is just absolutely atrocious. It was supposed to be open source, and that would have been a different story. We could use that power, and the joysticks are great. The buttons aren't too bad. The face buttons are like Xbox style, really big. But the whole thing is a miss otherwise, and I can't say that this one's improved upon it, and I'm not going to even cover it. So it's e-waste.
Sorry, if you really need a vertical 3226, just get a 351B.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
You're getting a really good screen, and it's not much more expensive, and it's got support on it, and it's going to be a good handheld.
Yeah, but if you are just hankering for this and you have to have it, don't worry, it's in the description.
Oh yeah,
and the other one. There's another one too. There's something called the E6, which we call the SteamDeck at home. You look at this thing, $56. It is copying the SteamDeck design. You can get a controller with it, and I did order this one because I was too damn curious. Yeah. I got it in apple green.
No,
this one I kind of want.
Oh,
here's the thing, though, guys.
I don't want this one.
Here's the thing.
No,
why?
It's not gonna look anything like this rendered. No.
Why? It's $56, but it has Hull sticks inside of it and an IPS screen. Yeah, it has Hull sticks. That's they spelled out. It's not esports sticks or anything crazy. Yeah, it has a big battery. It has potential. Screen. It has a potential to be a contender. I just don't know what it
looks
does.
So tiny there.
Right.
What chip does it have? Did they say? I forgot.
What horrible thing is going to be wrong with
it? It doesn't come with a chip.
Does it have actually
provide your own association?
Oh.
Wait.
Let's see specifications. I don't.
Oh, it's a PSP. Is it 1080p screen?
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
2 gigs of memory. That's not
There's
terrible.
no way.
Thank you so much for your
supports
donation.
Double person.
That's the biggest donation we've ever had.
Suitable for gift-giving occasions. Trade fair.
Product weight is just 0.3. We don't know.
It's because there's nothing in it. It's a shell. This isn't a tech list.
Suitable for gift-giving occasions.
It's what it's compatible with. It's not. That's not what's going to be in the handheld.
Style esports.
Wait, did you buy the Stubbs?
Yeah. I said I got it. I got the double. The double. It has 2 controllers with it apparently. And I want to see if the controllers themselves are decent. What is this? What is this?
I can already imagine this controller in real life.
If it actually
know what it looks like.
If it actually plays PSP games in Hall sticks and all that for the money, sure.
You know what else plays a PSP games?
A PSP for the same amount. I know that logically speaking, but I'm just too curious. So let me take the hit on this. I'll tell you all if it's garbage or not.
I'm gonna love it if these controllers are like 4-button D-pad and it's sliders. It's not actually analog sticks.
It does look like a slider.
Yeah.
Oh my god! It's
a little. Oh, there's a video.
Oh, wow!
This is a real one.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The LED lighting.
I don't hate it.
Full screen that I can't see.
Wow, that's actually pretty cool looking.
It's got the Kunst D-pad.
I don't understand how
what is it called?
This is the. It's in the description here. It's the E6.
Wait. This is running Android.
No, it's Android.
It's freaking Android.
Oh.
What?
Okay, now you've got me interested.
Touchscreen?
What the heck?
Yeah, I mean it's brand new.
Oh no, this is.
It's only a day or 2 old. I don't know. It's just it's a curious price point.
Absolute is.
I'm interested now.
Right now.
Well, you could use it for streaming. That's the guess. If it has Wi-Fi,
yeah.
Hopefully
well,
it does.
It has Android, so yeah.
It's like powkiddy's Wi-Fi. It's compatible with it.
And it has the Kunst D-pad. So
that's wild.
I don't know. We'll see.
I mean,
we'll see.
It's a winner, man.
Where's Gamma?
Yeah, where's Cam on this? Which color, dude? Do you know the color that I chose? If anyone has any questions,
So
I got the
we have
apple
black.
green.
We have white. Of course, apple green.
Apple
Ooh,
green.
The apple green looks nice. If they can actually get it to look that way, that's slick looking.
It looks like the mint.
Look like that.
It looks like the mint green Nitrodeck. So I don't know, kind of cool.
You know how look how small the bezel looks here, and then we just saw like the real thing.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna file this one so far under tentative not e-waste. What do you guys think?
Yeah, it might be. It might be okay.
Yeah.
Well, the funny thing is, like with it having Android, I just feel like we can actually do some interesting things with it.
It's not gonna have a touchscreen. I can already tell you it's
not.
No,
I know. Probably not. No way.
It says the resolution is 2400 by 1080. That means it's ultra wide. Like it's more wide than 16 by 9. What are we gonna do with that?
I don't.
That's got to be a wrong stat. Yeah,
I don't know.
Everything.
What's a lie on here? I mean, if we look at the seller, they've sold 7. Do they have any prior sales or reviews? It's CCC Electronics. Actually,
I thought that said CCP for a second.
No, that's a weird laugh.
I gotta verify.
CCC profile picture. Like
CCC Electronics. They actually sell some of the other ones on our list today.
They're not. They've been around since May, so
that's not
91% positive. 1,000 followers, 7 sold.
Which I guess for AliExpress is decent.
It's under the tentative curiosity category.
They have feedback. They have like legitimate feedback.
Oh, people bought it and said something already?
Well, not from that, but they have. They've sold the Dude. So they specialize in e-waste.
Okay, all right. Oh yeah, Cadence. Yeah, so if you get yours and I get mine, probably at the same time. Yeah, let's totally do a stream on it and see what this thing is all about. See if it's horrible. Well, you'll probably get a ranting stream from me, as happens sometimes. And if it's cool, I'll be like,
complain for $50 though.
And it's in it. Well, I don't know. We had the Data Frog, $20, screen tearing. Everything else about it's cool.
Still
really
so upset.
Did we ever get custom firmware for that thing?
They're still working on it. There is a dedicated following that's so devoted to this handheld. Like it really has its own community now that I'm not even caught up with really. And I know that I maybe am partially to blame for it, but
no, I saw this thing on Facebook. I forgot to tell you. Like somebody had a picture of a Data Frog, and they're like, "See, I told you guys there was a clone of this," and underneath they had an RG30 353P. Like, they were saying that the 353P was a clone of the Data Frog.
No.
Yeah,
and they were completely serious about it too.
Oh my god, guys! Okay, let's go on to the next one. We also have the K8. This one I'm not sure about. I just saw it today. It's brand new.
Same folks too. It's the
CCC Triple C. $30. It has. I can't tell if it's a Famiclone or not though. If it's not, and it actually plays up to PS1, then that's an interesting price point. I just can't tell.
Does it have a? Yeah, it does. It has a
fan.
It says it has a 4K screen.
Is that
a fan?
Okay, yeah.
Oh maybe? No. Oh no! What?
I'm not sure.
R23. I wonder what that means.
What the?
It has Wi-Fi though, apparently, or maybe it
has wireless cooling air.
MT processor. So what? A MediaTek, I guess.
Maybe a low-end MediaTek. I don't know what this is.
I don't know what game MT is.
I haven't felt confident enough to buy this one yet. It's just again a curiosity, but I don't.
It's 4K, man. You have to get it.
I know.
It's from the same seller. Maybe they'll put both in the same box for you.
They're pushing hard for the TV out on this.
This is great.
You can dock it.
So visual beast.
It's a
is the fan on the side?
Oh man! I'll go back. I definitely see there's either an exhaust or intake, something going on there.
Isn't that where you're gonna hold
where your hand? Yeah, I was gonna say where your hand is.
Well, not gonna hold it. You're gonna hook it up to your TV.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Why does it have a screen?
Like right there?
Yeah, like that sideways. Not supposed to hold it. Just those aren't actual buttons. It's just for looks.
Hey, look, it's the same controller from the other one.
Oh yeah, is that little Stubbs Nubbs on there?
I don't know.
They are.
I can neither confirm nor deny the existence of Stubbs Nubbs.
Even listening to us.
So this conspiracy goes deeper.
I don't I can't.
Are you responsible for this e-waste?
I can't speak to that right now, Rob. My lawyer, you
I
know
don't
that.
If it is serious or not. It's like the K8 is not an actual handheld. It's just a TV box that looks like one. That would make sense.
Oh, look at how small it is.
Oh, it's tiny. Whoa.
It is just okay. Oh wow.
So wait a minute.
Real button.
Is it actually just a TV box? That's all it is.
I think so. I was just joking about the buttons, but
what? What a useless use of plastic. What are they doing,
man?
They're going to confuse everybody.
Oh, this is great. This is just too good.
The control.
What in the world? Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh god. All right. Well, e-waste. I'm calling this one now. It wasn't a hard call to make.
They put an actual screen on it for no reason.
I mean, you could see the guy's fingerprints on the screen part.
This looks gross. Awful.
And then another one Rob brought to us, the Nano Play. What is a Nano Play?
Yeah, let me pull that up because I actually didn't have that one ready.
What the heck is a Nano Play?
That one just
their
dropped
website.
Out of nowhere.
Their website.
Kitty plush.
Oh, yeah, their website looks like they it looks like they produce cooking ware or something. Like, what
is there a website pulling up for you? Because it's not pulling up for me.
Yeah, well, let's see.
Did they give up already?
They have a website.
It's not working for me. I can pull up the article on it. Let's see.
I found a video.
It looked hideous.
Oh, that's not what I want.
It's
just nano-play.com. Oh, their website is no. There it goes. There it goes. It works.
All right.
It works. Just nano-play.com.
I'll hand over the reins to you.
Okay. Let's see. Let me. Yeah,
this is definitely worth showing.
Sure, a little screeny poo here.
Insane looking.
Dude, look at this thing. $500. What in the world?
It's got a Z1 Extreme in it.
What?
No way.
This has a Z1 in it?
Those shoulder buttons.
Someone said it looks like Lego bricks on it.
Are they working with Pimax for those face buttons?
Dude, this is the Cybertruck.
Right? Oh, God, they look worse than the Portal buttons.
Yeah, this is great.
Cybertruck.
It is the Cybertruck of handhelds.
It's smooth feeling, at least.
DDR5 Alps esports joysticks.
The only thing good about this thing is that it's a $500 Z1 Extreme. So if you can tolerate the way it looks,
dude, that's not a render. That's the actual thing.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Did they 3D print the shell?
What is going on?
Is there no R2 buttons? I can't tell.
God has let his creation wander too far.
Wow.
This is
oh man.
No, I think those are stacked shoulder buttons. They're just hard to see because they're so close together.
They are stacked. Yeah, I think I had triggers on it. I'm pretty sure.
So look at this loop, right? And they have the guy when he's playing like on the bus or whatever, and he's wearing like a full motorcycle helmet because he's embarrassed to be holding it. He doesn't want anyone to recognize him. So look at that.
Oh yeah, he does.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Wow. Dude, it's just Mr. Grimm from Twisted Metal 2. It's fine. That's just his look.
Oh,
very cyberpunk.
Oh, it's hilarious.
It has the Z1. They put the Z1 Extreme in that shell.
Well, I don't understand what's happening here.
Yeah.
Why does this company get access to the Z1 Extreme, but like
they have RDNA 3?
Low settings, upscaled from 720 though. I like that they specified that.
Wow. Is anyone hyped for this? I mean, this is very expensive e-waste so far.
Wow, those triggers.
Dude, look at those face buttons. Those face buttons are out of control. Horrible. Dude, that's
still got his helmet on.
I thought Pimax had messed up on those face buttons, but look at those teardrop face buttons. What is happening?
I hope I get one. I do hope I get one.
Yeah. Who is this guy?
I still really want to check out the TJB. That thing looks awful.
Oh, it's actually Russ. Russ is the brand ambassador. Being very low key tonight about it.
Wait, why is that blurred? Why is that blurred out?
Not supposed to see it. I don't know. It's just
what are you on?
Gyro.
And my connection's a solid. I got solid bandwidth tonight.
56K modem.
Hey, I'm not syncing to OneDrive or trying to download Counter-Strike this time, so it looks much better. Yeah, I mean, hey, 7-inch 1080p IPS display. NanoPlay's motor offers quicker response times, so there's that. Has Windows 11.
We have ROG Ally at home.
I guess so, man. Except I bet you it's. I don't know how it's sticking to that $500 price
more
point.
like we have 1X Fly at home.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. The one thing that has that much power in it, the one thing they have going for them is that price point. Now that I understand what's in this thing, as a kickstand, you know I always love a good kickstand.
I feel like the buttons just makes it not worth it.
Yeah, like you could use it as a docked PC.
Yeah. That's why they're always using it with a keyboard in their videos here. 700 grams, 15-watt power, 16
So
gigs.
if you look at the memory speed, I've never seen that high of a speed. They usually cap it out at 7,500 megahertz. So I don't understand why they even have that speed. I've never seen a computer with that speed.
85.
That's why he's wearing a helmet.
Right.
That makes sense now.
Too fast.
He's going too fast.
Has a 2280 interface in
the
there.
The screen is 165 hertz. Holy crap.
PCIe 5.0. They have a 4 terabyte option.
Wow.
The specs look amazing. The shell is horrible.
Right.
This might be the most powerful PC for the lowest price point in the worst.
Companies like,
no.
I mean, they have a chance to be competitive at $500.
It has 6 USB ports.
That's amazing.
What?
Wait, what?
Utility, man.
Yeah, too. Yeah, you're right.
Does it really
This is the cargo pants.
Where?
This is great.
Where on that device are there ports?
You don't need to ask
Does
questions.
it say battery size? Does it say battery size anywhere?
Battery size.
On paper, this is amazing. Once you look at it, it's horrible.
12,000 milliamp hours, which actually
48
is
watt hours. So 48. So it's like what's the 1X Fly?
Yeah, or like SteamDeck level, right?
SteamDeck's 40, but yeah,
40.
So it's 20% more
better.
48, I think, is in the 1X Fly.
Yeah.
2 USB-C 4 ports. Jesus. 2 Gen 2 ports. 2 3.2 Gen 2 ports, USB-A style. Audio jack, micro SD card expansion slot. Fingerprint scanner for security. You get Alps esports joysticks. By the way, for those watching my 1X2 Pro stream, I guess esports joystick means Alps now. I didn't know that. Whether the battery has overcharge protection, it does. That's good. And Wi-Fi 6E, that's kind of a given these days. Okay.
Did you see
How did they hit that
button
price
layout?
point? That doesn't make any
It's supposed
sense.
to be emulating PS5.
No.
It
Oh, is
said
that
that
what
in
it-
the button layout. It says button layout, controller layout emulating Xbox, and then button layout emulating PS5. I don't know what they mean by that.
The D-pad, the
maybe
travel on
the
it
D-pad's
for-
supposed to be like a PS5.
the
controller.
D-pad's too like it's.
I actually don't hate that the face buttons are not labeled.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
It's
right.
Just for the sole reason that you can have Xbox style, you can have Nintendo style, you got a PlayStation style. It doesn't matter because they're not labeled.
Does anybody
Yeah.
wait? I hear people say that. Is that really a thing? Like, I never look at my buttons.
It bothers me.
No, it
I
just I
like
just
it.
kind of
I
know
like
what they
having
are.
them Xbox style.
Like, I know if I'm playing on a Nintendo game, the A button's on the side, and if I'm playing anything else, it's on the bottom.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I will say I've reviewed entire controllers and not even noticed what the ABNXY pattern was because I didn't even look. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Same.
people leave
I
comments
don't
like, "Oh,
look
what do
at
you
it.
think about that ABNXY?" I'm like, "Oh, I hadn't even looked at it yet. I spent 30 hours with this controller, didn't even
Yeah.
notice."
I use
it's
my
a knee
ultimate
problem.
Bluetooth controller on my PC, and it just reads it as an Xbox controller, and it doesn't bother me at all. I don't look at the buttons.
This is like
But
the
is it-
high-end Windows Pimax.
You know, it bothered me on the Odin 1. I actually got Sakura Xbox buttons because it bothered me that much.
Yeah, I did the same actually
Yeah.
because I was going to say it used to bother me, but I don't know. Over the past year, I just stopped looking. I guess.
Same.
So,
Yeah.
I'm a true gamer now. I guess.
I think you might be. Yeah. And this thing, the Cybertruck handheld is coming at some point. How do we find out about it? I guess there's a email sign up.
They have
when
a
you
they have a
do-
Kickstarter. They have a Kickstarter. They're
Oh, they
going
do?
on Kickstarter. Yeah.
I'll sign up for their mailing list to learn more.
Don't support this. Don't tell them this is okay.
I'm not telling you it's okay. I just want to.
I mean,
No, not you. I'm just
price
saying,
wise,
don't-
price wise is
all right.
price
Don't
wise.
tell them it's okay to make
That's
this.
the thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna find that Kickstarter.
It's just, how do you mess it up that bad?
Okay.
They haven't
Notify
even
me on launch.
Ripped it yet.
There's 200 followers, and it's based out of, I think, what did it say? Iowa? No,
What?
Lose.
Delaware.
Delaware.
Yeah.
Delaware.
What's that?
Oh
like,
man, my neck of the woods.
260
what's that other brand of
dollars.
Legos that isn't actually Legos? What's it called?
Mega Blocks?
Yeah, this is like the Mega Blocks handheld PC. That's what I feel when I see this.
That's great. Oh,
So
man.
Ban and I have been going back and forth in the Discord about
Yeah.
buying the Mega Blocks Xbox 360. And we have neither of us have pulled the trigger on it yet, but we keep talking about it.
That's a real thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I actually want that thing.
Oh, you
It's
guys
so
were-
cool.
And
Making
it
that
actually
up.
comes with little Lego copies of Halo, and there's little discs in there that you can put in the Lego Xbox. The disc tray
Oh.
opens and closes. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Is anybody else seen the raccoon in this handheld? Like I can't unsee it.
I see it now.
Yeah, I can't stop. As soon as I saw it, I was like, that looks like a raccoon.
Well, I have one more potential e-waste for you. This is released on the powkiddy website a few days ago, and this is called the MagicX XU10. Now, James DeWitt's, an insider at powkiddy, said that this is not a powkiddy device, okay? This is a friend's company that's starting out, and they're making devices, apparently, and powkiddy's just helping them out by putting them on their website. So it's called the MagicX XU10. It's a vertical... is it a 3326? It's a 3326S. So this is the one that has, 1.1 megahertz more
Yeah, why?
than the 3326.
I don't understand it. Why? Why
It's
would
probably,
you do that?
probably a chip rebranding. They do that all the time with the
Yeah,
Android TV boxes, and so I'm assuming it's something like that, where they added some little component to it, and they're like, "Oh yeah, now it's the S." You know.
Now it's this whole thing.
You get
Well,
one more
wasn't
megahertz.
Stubbs' original
but-
name just Stub, and then he added the S, and it made him better?
Yeah, it was
Right.
my 2.0 upgrade.
Good one.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah. My name used to be
Uh,
just RUS, and I added an S to it. So
That's how that
Instant
works.
improvement.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, my son Elliot has one T at the end, and so maybe later in life he'll add another T like Russ's. But we'll see.
Yeah.
It's fair game. So they have a
How
purple.
many clones they are.
They have a white, and what was the other one? I think they had a,
I think they have black
and they have like a
or
black or gray. Yeah. Which purple's the only one I think that really stands out here. So I did order this one because I was too curious. And to be honest, I was tricked because I thought that powkiddy silently dropped a new device. Didn't tell anybody. So you can actually see on the website that the one and only order was Peter from Portland. And that's, they were advertising to the world that I was the guy. It's like,
You're the
thanks for
first
doxing
one.
me, powkiddy.
It's got
I
little
think I
ears.
still am the.
Oh, we have an
only
actual
one.
picture of it, I think.
It looks dirty.
Wait,
That
we have a
doesn't-
picture?
Yeah. Van says
Yeah.
there's a picture of it.
If
I've
we
seen
can get
pictures
that
where it looks a little
somewhere.
bit like metallic or something like that.
It is metal, right? It's a medical vertical.
Like the turtle.
It's a metal. Yeah, like the Turter. Has a Cortex A35, that 3326S, IPS screen. It sticks down below. I mean, this potentially could be all right. They're selling it for $70. You can also get it, I found today on AliExpress for $64. So let's see. That's a little bit less. Let's see. Free shipping on that one on the powkiddy website.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, $60 for that chipset is not the worst thing in the world. You know,
Sure.
I mean, it's going to be able to play up through PS1, but then you can also play a good amount of Nintendo 64, Dreamcast, that you know, Sega Saturn and stuff like that. Not a ton of them, but you know, some of the best games. You can play Ocarina of Time on that. You know, and so for
all you need.
$60, that's pretty cool.
The question is, do you want to play Ocarina of Time on it?
We'll
Yeah.
see. I don't know. It's again a curiosity. I want to know what this is.
I want to play Ocarina of Time on anything. I just want
Valid.
to play that game. There's a new port for the PC version on Android that I'm excited to try.
Yep.
Yeah.
No
I
way.
can get like
Oh.
the texture mods for it. Oh man, that's what I've been waiting for. Like I've been wanting to replay Ocarina, that I'm waiting for them to get the texture packs done so that I can play with like either like the Smash version of Link or just some better looking version of it.
Well,
That's
you can
what
do it on. Maybe you can do it here on the XU10 with its 4 very flat shoulder buttons. And what the heck is? There's 2 random
The power
buttons
button.
at the top on the back. Is
Looks
that
like
what that
the
is?
power-
Back,
reset.
the back buttons are like on a shelf. Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
I got-
Exactly.
I got-
It's
I
a
got
shelf.
hot news for us.
Oh, what's up? What's up?
Here.
Okay.
There it is. That's the real thing.
Oh.
Okay, that's not bad looking.
I kind of like it. I dig it.
Yeah, I kind of like it.
I kind of like the purple. I dig it.
It's sexy.
I don't like the D-pad.
Whoa! Why does the
Game Boy
XU look
Color?
like Zoo's font? It looks like Zoo Reviews font.
Because this is the Zoo handheld.
Zoo made this. He's not telling us. It's the, I mean, look, it's called the Zoo.
Yeah, it is called the Zoo.
You sure Gary didn't make this?
Dude, Gary.
No, this is above his
Can't talk about
skill
him
set
today.
Yeah.
He's been sending me weird letters in the mail again.
I can't believe we're still getting 30.
It's got some junk in the trunk, Rob. You need to get
Wait
this.
a minute. Wait a minute. This is smaller than
backside shot.
This is smaller than
You
we
can
thought.
see it on the side. Like,
look how inlaid those sticks are, though. Like this is, I think this is smaller than we're thinking. You see that?
yeah, the sticks look pretty big compared to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You think it like the RGB30S size?
I think it might be smaller than that, actually.
Really? Wow.
As far as I can tell. I mean, I don't know, but unless that screen is just huge and the body's bigger than
it might be a little taller than like the Mini Plus, because I think it's a 3.5 inch screen like the Plus.
Bigger. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's front-facing speaker.
That's good.
Watch that
It's
just
right
be
in the
like the
middle.
cutout, but it's not actually there.
Right. It just doesn't have a speaker.
It's just
It has an interesting face on the front.
I don't understand why they do a split D-pad. I feel like it's more expensive to do that.
That one looks very PlayStation-like, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm in love with the color. Yeah. I am in love with the color.
The color's really nice.
Great. The color's really nice. Yeah, with the black, it looks really good.
If they pulled off the rubber membranes on those face buttons in the D-pad, well, and I assume those are just.
What if it has the membranes of the R35S?
I mean, as long as it's my 35S, then I'm.
Yeah, I think
good.
you're the only person on this planet.
I love it. Yeah, I love the R35S. And you guys are saying
the membrane of mine are so stiff that the thing has no travel, basically.
Yeah, and Russ said the same thing, and Joey as well.
Terrible.
And mine, yeah, it's great. It's really loose. It's looser than my RGB20S. What's up?
Can you push on the shoulders and triggers in front of your microphone? Can I hear what they sound like?
Sure. They're loud.
Mine are louder than that. Mine are like really, really loud.
Really?
I was gonna say, that's not that bad.
Yeah, that's not that bad.
I mean, listen. So I got.
We can't hear that.
Okay, I got one of probably the first units of this, and I maybe just got lucky before they changed their factory process or something. Because this is a great device. Like this is to me better than any RGB20S I've used. Just slightly in like the build quality and the face buttons, and that's just my unit because everyone else is saying the completely opposite story. And maybe Taki also got one like this because I think he was favorable, right? But.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, he didn't hate it.
I'm pressing down on them again, and all four of them press down differently.
Really? Okay.
That's nice.
So my Y has no travel at all. Like it barely does anything. Like it's
my.
Just,
you know what?
Yeah.
My Y does have slightly less travel, but the other ones are springy. Yeah. No, I don't know. I'm gonna hold on to this one for all time. I think that's the magical unit, but I don't think I'm gonna make content on it because it's not fair.
You have a love for e-waste.
No, I don't. Not e-waste. I have a love for things that I don't know.
He's looking for the perfect like hidden gem handheld.
Yeah, he wants the underdog.
Yeah,
I like the underdog. I do. That's why Retroid's always been my jam. You know.
I think we all kind of do because every time we get like one of these cheap handhelds that like performs better than it should, or that there's something nice about it, like the community just latches onto it. Like the 35XX. Like when we first saw it, it's like, yeah, whatever. And then for some reason, people just latched onto it and look what it is. Same thing with the Mini. When the Mini first came out, nobody cared about it. It's like, oh, this is just another little e-waste handheld, like nice little decoration. And look what it turned into. So I get the love for the e-waste, but too many of these is like, why? Why are you?
Yeah. Because the thing is, we have a lot of really good, solid options at like that $50 price point, you know? So it's like, yeah.
I feel like a lot of these manufacturers don't understand why some of the devices are a hit and why some others are not. And so they're just getting lucky and they're just keep trying, you know what I mean? And so I get the same thing. I get all these vendors who are emailing me like, hey, we got this new one and this is going to be the next big hit. And I look at it, I'm like, nope.
Like, no,
you
it's
guys
not.
got this wrong, and so yeah, it's they just don't just don't know what they're doing, and so the fun of it is us discovering the value in it.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. That's what it is, and that process is a lot of fun. It's like, holy crap, they didn't think about this, and we found this use case for it, and a lot of people are going to love this in our community. I mean, look at Datafrog. They did no idea. They're like, wait, what? Why is everybody buying this? And because they made a great screen, and it sucks that they have screen tearing that ruins all of it. But
they weren't ready for it, man. They're like, nobody's going to buy this. Next thing you know,
they said it was a kid's toy. They're like, well, we just made it. It was a stupid kid's toy, and it's like, you guys accidentally made some things right enough for the price point that a bunch of people bought it.
Kids don't want this. Kids want Roblox. Like, we want this.
Yeah, right.
That's the thing. Yeah, like this. Most kids are going to look at retro games and they're like, oh, that's cool. Like, I'm going to go play Roblox now or Minecraft. Like, if you get like one of the really good retro games, the kid might be into it for a little while, but they don't care about Tetris.
Yeah. So I'm actually working on, my next video is going to be on a cheaper handheld, and I haven't really seen it covered that much, but it took me a long time to figure out the value in that one too. And I realized that it's actually a good setup for kids, and not because it's like Roblox or that stuff, but because it's like super sturdy, and it has like a physical toggle on and off. So they don't have to go into the quit menu or that kind of stuff. And so I'm interested to see how that video does, because there's a lot of things that I don't like about it. I think the phrase I'm going to use in the video is that this thing, like just playing this thing right now, as an emulation guy, it ruins my childhood thinking about it and playing it like this, but it won't ruin my kids' childhood because they'll actually like it. So.
Yeah. And that's one of the things why I think a lot of these handhelds are just not good for kids. It's like you have to deal with menu settings and doing a bunch of things just to get to the games. It's not easy. That's
you have to set it up for them. And
that's why I appreciate. Yeah, that's why I appreciate the original OS for the 35XX. Like, I hated it. I was like, I would not want to use this because it doesn't have any of the functions that I want, and it's very bare bones. But for somebody that doesn't want to deal with that, or you just want to give it to a kid, like, that's perfect. It works. You're just gonna load up the game.
That's what I usually do too. Like, I'll look at that as well. Like, when I'm reviewing a device that's under like $100 or even like $50 device, I always look at how the setup process is. Can you just turn it on and just hand it to somebody and they can start playing games? And, that's kind of what I'm looking at for those kind of devices, because that's really probably the audience for a device that costs that kind of money. They're buying it for a gift, and they're just going to hand it over to a kid or just someone that wants to relive old games. So
that's what Candace in the chat just said. Like, that's I think that's exactly why Nintendo's so popular. Like, their games are easy to understand, they're a good time, and their devices don't require any setup. Just grab it and you start playing, and that's it. And if they need to fix something, they're going to fix it for you. And next time you try to play that game, it's just going to tell you, like, hey, just update this real quick. And the updates are usually like a minute long, and then you're good to go. So it's really easy to get going. Where with a lot of these that are better, like the SteamDeck, you're going to have some setup. It's not going to be just plug and play.
Yeah, it's not.
We saw it with the Ally. The Ally is a perfect example where people went out, bought this handheld thinking they're getting a Switch-like experience, and then they realized that this is just Windows, and it still has all the shortcomings that comes with Windows. And so, a lot of people ended up returning it because they were expecting something else. So,
you could get a Steam Deck like experience with it. You just have to work for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but the Steam Deck, I think, is the one handheld PC that's the closest to a console that we have so far. Because if you don't want to mess with the desktop side of it, you don't have to touch it. You just start playing your games and you're good to go. But yeah, for a lot of people, it's intimidating, man. Like, you want to load up Stardew Valley and you're like, man, I can't get this to work. Why is it installing things in the background? I just want to play Stardew Valley.
Right.
I mean, to be fair, if these handhelds were pick up and play and easy to work with, I think we would all be out of business.
No, we would find ways to break it. The 3DS, like there's a huge modding scene behind like the Vita, the 3DS, the DS. The Switch is gonna turn into that here before long. Like, we're gonna find ways to break this stuff and like do what we want to do with it. There's always a way, but there is something to be said for that, for the simplicity of use. Like, just load up your game and you're good to go.
And Catmax,
I mean, as great as Switch emulation is, when I want to actually play a Switch game, I'll pick up the Switch. mostly because of online functionality, but because I don't want stuttering or shaders caching or anything like that. I just want to play.
That's why I still buy my Switch games. Like, for one is my son wants to play them too, and I'm not gonna give him like a Steam Deck to play a Switch game because he wants to play on the TV. I'm like, no, I'm gonna buy the game. I'm gonna dock it and have a good time, have fun. That's it, and it's gonna run better most of the time, at least until it gets optimized, and they're not gonna have to worry about Windows running in the back or nothing like that. They're just, hey, enjoy the game, and that's it. Me, I'm still gonna play on the Steam Deck because I like doing that. It's kind of part of the fun for me. It's like, oh man, look, I got this thing to run.
Yeah,
like Steam Deck is also much more comfortable. If you're using just the Joy-Cons and the Switch, like most people do, then it's not a great experience. You load that up on the Steam Deck.
This changes it, by the way. The little Vita cap.
It helps.
Oh, see, I had that. I didn't care for it, but this bad boy on the
Nitrodeck.
I'm so disappointed.
I love it.
In you,
the
Aish.
Nitrodeck.
Why?
Because you got rid of the nip. Come on, you gotta leave the nip
It's
alone.
there. It's there. I just put it. I put a bra on it.
Hey, now, I was using.
Oh, come on, that's the best thing about the GameCube controllers. You know, you got the.
Oh, that thing is horrible for camera control. Like, you're trying to play with it, and
It is. Well, it is.
It's
I got a back age up
nostalgic.
here.
I hate it.
I was playing Fortnite on my Switch with the Retroflag one there, and yeah, it's not effective. So I switched it over to the Nitrodeck. And the Nitrodeck works better for FPSs, but it's too bulky for me. I don't think I really like either of them.
Put a Vita cap, like a little Vita stick cap on it. Like,
all right, I'll try it. I do like I do like the Retroflag more than the crooked Nitrodeck, the cracked.
Correct.
I'm in the opposite camp. I like the Nitrodeck better.
It's too bulky. It doesn't feel like one thing to me. It feels like a telescopic controller for some reason.
I guess I'm used to bulky because I primarily game on the ROG Ally and the Steam Deck.
Sure.
Maybe I'm just used to it.
I'm not crazy about either of them, by the way. Like, this is comfortable to hold.
They both have shortcomings. They definitely both have shortcomings.
This feels good to hold, like, ergonomically, but it's like you have all this space. Why couldn't you just give it a better layout? Like, the D-pad straight underneath a stick, it just isn't a good fit. Same thing over here. Like, this being straight underneath the buttons, it's not ideal. Nobody holds it like that.
Well, and that's why keeping the Vita cap off there is ideal, because then you're not going to bump up against it as much. Maybe that's why they designed it that way. I don't know.
I don't bump.
Yeah, well, no, well, you're just showing off now.
That's
I know. No, he's like, I haven't played with one yet, but I think the layout of the ROG Ally is probably the best one. Like that, where everything's positioned, like you have good access to everything. It's probably the best one because I like the Steam Deck's layout. I really like it, but I can see for some people why the sticks being like almost right next to the buttons can be an issue, like for them reaching.
Yeah, that V shape is definitely more ergonomic. It's the same thing in the Kun. You know, they have that V shape.
Yeah, like that. I think that's the best layout for a handheld.
Yeah, the Ally is the same way too. As a matter of fact, I've been comparing a lot of my handhelds lately to an Xbox controller.
Yeah,
because I feel like this is the best form factor you can get.
It is.
This is better than an Xbox controller because it has the right type of D-pad.
When I was younger, I thought PlayStation had it right, but as I'm older, no, I think Xbox totally has the ergonomics the best. Yeah,
I actually went out of my way to buy a Razer Wolverine because it's a PlayStation 5 controller, but it's got the layout of an Xbox controller.
It's okay.
No,
yeah,
I like the PlayStation layout. I just don't like the split D-pad.
Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah,
gorgeous.
I get why they did a split D-pad, but I don't like having a split D-pad. An Xbox, I love the Xbox D-pad, but it's way too loud. Oh, that looks so nice.
Oh yeah, that's.
You got the.
This is the metal
the Iron Man one.
Yeah, and so these like kind of flop back and forth. It's actually a really satisfying kind of feeling to use them like that. It's not great for like super precise like shooters, but man, it just feels great to use it like that.
I have such a soft spot for the 8-bit controllers. I have too many of them. I think.
Did you guys do the firmware update? Did you do the firmware update that lets you use it as a Switch Pro controller with the dongle? So you can use gyro. Yeah, so there's it's not like an official release from them, but it's something that they have. I don't know why they haven't put it out yet, but there's a firmware update for the dock, so that because when you're using it normally with the 2.4 gigahertz dongle, it's only an Xbox 360 controller, but so you don't have gyro. But with the new firmware update, you can use it in Switch Pro mode and still get that gyro with the dongle.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I've been rocking this Retroflag attachment for my Xbox controllers that actually lets me use it on my Switch.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, nice.
I have one of those. Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually really cool.
Yeah, I like it because I don't know. An Xbox Series controller is just the most comfortable to me. So being able to play like Tears of the Kingdom with it is kind of cool.
I wish they would put gyro in it.
Yeah,
it frustrates me that they don't. Like that's the only feature. Like if you put gyro on an Xbox controller, like I'll buy it. I don't even have an Xbox. I just use it for my PC all the time.
Yeah. Sorry, I can't help myself.
Yeah, I think it'd be the ultimate controller if they added gyro. Then
it would be. Yeah.
do we all play with our chin beards?
I mean, it's something to do. Yeah, I don't know. I can play with other stuff around me, but
I love doing that.
Well, it's either do that or hold my cheese from band.
I feel like doing this is more like distinguished. You know, it's more like Anderson Cooper, sort of. We're delivering the news, right? Or we're talking to. I don't know what we're doing on this channel. Hey, you know what though? The RGB30 has 2 new colorways: red and yellow.
I wish that yellow was available from day one.
Same.
Yeah.
Much better than just
That's
sort of the
B90
boring
yellow,
one.
isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's close.
Oh, let's not let's not start with that.
Should we not with that?
Oh no.
Should we not today?
I can't wait till we get actual pictures of this thing in the real life. Oh no.
I did not order this though because I already have an RGB30 and I think it would be silly just to buy a new color when it's like $90. But I think I ordered
one.
Okay,
yeah.
well it's good.
So did
we're gonna see
from San Carlos.
It does look way better.
Good job.
I don't use the RGB30 a lot in practice. I'll say that. You know, it's
always next to my bed. I love it.
I don't fault it at all, and I think I gave it a pretty positive review. But
I really like. I've been messing around.
I like
with
it.
I'm working on a video with it, so yeah, I like it a lot.
I like it.
I really only use it for 2 things though, like Game Boy and Pico 8. That's it.
Yeah, to
that's
me,
the thing.
It's like the ultimate Pico 8 device. It's perfect for that.
That's
good
for Tate Mode Arcade too.
Yeah,
for sure.
And Game Boy Color, I think, is what I would play the most on it.
Like anything other than that, I don't. It's not really the one I would gravitate towards. Like anything 4x3, I'm probably gonna grab like the 405M.
Well, it's not great.
Even above the Odin, like
really,
because I have that option. Yeah, just because it's the aspect ratio.
Yeah, you get the aspect ratio, and
that's the only reason.
The other reason to own this, really, I mean, let's be honest, guys, is that MinUI is now compatible with it. I mean, you can have one save file and operating system. You move between different handhelds. The freaking Trim UI Smart, and what am I missing? The Miu Mini, all the Miu Minis are
RG35XX.
Yeah, that's so cool. That is so freaking cool. And so if you don't have an RGB30,
Yeah, the thing I really am excited about MinUI, I haven't put it on my RGB30 yet, is that, Sean Inman, who's the developer behind it, is a huge pixel nerd. Yeah. And so he is going to tweak all of those settings to be perfect. So I can go into Jealous and kind of configure it and make it look really good. But that's me, right? Like I want everyone else to open up a Super Nintendo game and it's just gorgeous from day one, right? And so that's what I'm really hoping for. And I'm pretty excited about that. Yeah, MinUI obviously doesn't support some of those higher end systems, but
sure,
you don't really want to play those on this thing. And so
No,
the only thing that I'm hoping is that maybe they'll have support for native Pico 8, so you can play the full system, and connect to the internet and all that kind of stuff. Other than that, yeah, that'll be pretty amazing.
I wonder if it'll run Zoo's Mario port, Super Zoo. You guys seen this? Aish drew that. There's Zoo with his Modelos.
That's art.
It is pure art. This is I just want to take a moment to appreciate Super Zoo.
Did somebody actually draw that, or is it AI generated?
I love it.
No,
I made that. No, I made that.
Oh, you drew it?
He's been messing around with his iPad. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say it looks good either way, but if it was AI done, it's really good AI.
But... I mean,
I made that
before I saw the Modelos.
Have we proven that Aish isn't AI?
No,
we haven't proven that yet.
I mean, I can't use a chair, so there's maybe.
Yeah. There's also a red SKU, Rob. If you,
I don't.
Do they have it?
It's not on the page.
They don't have it on the page. Well, the red's coming soon, they said.
Yeah.
I know we have an image somewhere.
How many
I
red
wonder
ones
what
are you
kind of
getting,
red it
Stubbs?
is.
So it is.
no.
It is like
no.
the original V90 red to me, to my eyes. So I'm very excited for that.
Yep.
I wish we could pull it up. We have it somewhere. It's on
These
our
type of
Twitter, Rob.
devices
It's on our.
Let me see.
It's on our McTweet or X, whatever they call it now.
These type of devices to me are still exciting for those old games, because something like Game Boy, I don't really want to play Game Boy on like the Odin or the SteamDeck or something high end. Like I want to play it on something where it's going to look good and it's going to be comfortable to hold, and this is perfect for that.
Do you think we could bleed the red from this onto a V90 shell so I could get the perfect red out
You
of
can
this?
melt the plastic
And
down.
melt the plastic down. I feel like there's chemicals involved. That's not going to be good. But
There's
Oh,
definitely
man.
chemicals involved.
I will say, I have the white version, and we went to the Big Island last week. We were doing like a family vacation, and we went with a couple other families, and we took this long road trip across the island. And I handed the RGB30 to the kids because they wanted to play Celeste and see if they could finish it. And the whole time, I got that thing back. I have the white model, and it was just covered with kid gunk. You know what I mean? Like it was so gross.
That's
Like they were
why-
eating chocolate, and it's just whatever. Like I think that the
Oh.
red would be good, and it would like kind of cover some of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
it would.
that
Or is
the
this
blue
one?
one has the same issue
Yeah.
because the
Really?
fingerprints kind of show
You
up.
can't
on
get
it a
yellow
little bit.
anymore. I mean, you can't get white anymore because of that. Yeah.
I don't.
not
I
the
haven't
worst thing
noticed
I've-
fingerprints on mine.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, like
Too dark.
a little bit,
Yeah.
not like it's definitely not X18S fingerprints.
Sure.
That's for sure. But
Yeah. I
yeah,
really
I
like
think
this
the yellow
one.
and the red would be a good compromise for that, though. I think.
Yeah.
This is the first handheld outside of the retro pixel pocket where Game Boy games feel right on it. They just don't really, even on like the 35XX and the Miyus, something about like the aspect ratio just I don't know. I can't get into the Game Boy games as much as I want to, and this one it feels right.
Sure.
Even though they look like Game Boys, I don't know
And the
why. It
screen
doesn't
is
make sense
great.
to me, but yeah, the screen is really good too.
So good
The
on
screen
it,
combined with the form factor, there's something about just holding it and playing a Game Boy Color game on this thing. It's just it's pretty magical.
You know, we're making Joey cry right now. He's
He's upset.
Well,
he's gonna be so upset when
Yeah,
he hears
everything
this.
Joey hates, I know I'm gonna like. So
And
that's
to be
kinda how
fair,
I go about it.
I thought this was Joey at first till we clarified it was Zoo. I saw the Modellos and the Z. Well, they're bearded, dudes, and I was like, is that maybe Joey? But no, it's totally Zoo. It's Zoo.
No, so okay, JLash is trying to call me out for this. I said Game Boy Advance games. I didn't say Game Boy games. And I'll stand by that. Like Game Boy Advance, because they're a wider screen, they look really good. They're much more animated. There's things like if you play something like Minish Cap on the Steam Deck on that big screen, you can tell the little details that they actually put into the world and how things are moving and the animations and all of that. Game Boy games don't really have that, so it's different.
Gamma Squeeze actually told me that whenever he makes Gamma OS for a system, he sets up Game Boy Advance to be have a sharp shimmerless shader, and then he puts it at normal 4x.
Whoa! Can you say that 4 times fast?
Sharp shimmerless shader, normal 4x. Sharp shimmerless shader, normal 4x.
Sharp shimmerless
Sharp
shader.
shimmerless shader.
Christian Slater.
Damn it!
Okay.
Dang it, Stubbs!
Sorry. Hey, you guys want to change up the
that's two
vibe
more
for a
coons
minute?
You owe me.
I know. Hey, but you know what? It's time. I'm enough of this. I need to finally talk about something that's developed, a new development in my life. You all know the 3D Printed Studio makes some pretty sweet
Oh gosh.
Oh no.
life counters and things like that. But the 3D Printed Studio has agreed. I said, I want to get Stubbs Nubbs produced in real life. And he said, absolutely. Now, I did talk to PlayVital, a popular caps company on Amazon, because they were going to send some stuff. And I said, you could send me some stuff to review, or you have this one-time opportunity to partner for Stubbs Nubbs, the acupressure sticks that you can put on your joystick caps and get your endorphins rushing, a little bit of pain, and really stimulate that pancreas, saving your grandpa from dying on the golf course. So what you want to do is you want to get yourself, here we are, we have production, the 3D Printed Studio. Now, PlayVital said no thanks, and I said fine. But the 3D Printed Studio actually said, okay, so here's the prototype 1. I call this one, what do we call this one? The acupressure spike extreme or something. And this one is a rosebud pattern, and this is more like what I was originally envisioning. And this one is, of course, going to be called the rosebud acupressure pancreas booster XL. Well, there's the X and then there's the XL, so the small and the large. They fit a variety of devices. There's going to be a Switch size, a SteamDeck size, and he's sending me them right now to test out. Here's one on a Switch OLED. There's the Spike version, and of course, here's the Rose version. And this is the one I think that's going to be more of everyone's alley. The health benefits to this. I'm not a doctor, so don't listen to me, but let me tell you, it's always good to have a healthy pancreas. I cannot underestimate that enough. And I told Russ, the AI announcer earlier was like, please review it. And that's a joke. You don't have to review it, Russ. But I feel like I want you to experience it. So I'm going to send you a set. If you would at least tell me your thoughts on it.
I'll tell you my thoughts. I'll do that privately, though. I'm too kind
great.
to do it publicly.
That's okay. You can do it publicly. You can say this is horrible. I'm not powkiddy. I'm not going to make anyone sleep with the fishies or anything.
These are 3D printed, so they're going to be hard, or are they rubber?
I think this one's resin.
They have to be hard. If not, they're not going to work as acupressure.
I told him, we kept cranking up the spikes until I said it needs to be painful but not dangerous. I don't want a hemophiliac bleeding out, and then I'm responsible.
Wow.
So, we don't need lawsuits, but
it sounds like hanging out with zoo. It's painful, but it's not dangerous.
Yeah. So, and people think I'm joking, but I keep saying this is serious stuff. I'm excited to have this development. So just stay tuned. We're gonna sell it for like nothing, for ultra cheap. I care more about your health than I do about making big profit on my pain pleasure sticks.
David, every time you say pain pleasure sticks,
it's not a weird thing. Okay, it's just, how do I describe these sticks?
No, there's no way it's not a weird thing.
They're acupressure sticks. You stimulate the acupressure points in your thumb to go to your pancreas. Simple.
I know you say it's not, but it's a weird thing is the most accurate description possible for them. That's just what are you trying to? I don't.
How did we get here?
Listen, the pancreas helps you digest enzymes and food, particularly protein.
Are you reading Wikipedia right now?
Yes.
He's reading what the pancreas does.
Listen. No.
Right.
I did not Google what's it.
Oh no. Oh, not again. Not again.
Listen.
Not again.
I don't care. Listen. It's gonna feel great. You're gonna play Katamari. It's gonna be so relaxing. You're gonna be pushing on those spikes, and you're gonna have the time of your life. So,
Rob, can you fix him?
No.
Is there any fixing him?
No, I've tried.
That's not all. Speaking of Etsy, there's also these really cool RP2 Plus metal shells on Etsy that are probably even cooler than Stubbs Nubbs.
Wait, this is for the Plus, not for the 2S?
Maybe it's... Band said it was for the 2 Plus.
Wow, it is for the 2 Plus.
Yeah, it's for the 2 Plus.
Yeah, it just like randomly came out of nowhere. Like, what?
Yeah, I don't know about this, but this seller here posted it and making custom metal shells. Nice. It looks really nice. People have been asking for that, and this is a way to get it quick.
Yeah.
So all these things are in the description. Stubbs Nubbs are not yet. I can't even talk about the next project, but
oh god,
Rob, don't worry, I'll send you a set too. So
I like the blue. That blue, even the yellow is nice. The gold, like wow, that's.
If you're gonna do this, you might as well just do the right analog stick mod too.
Yeah,
that's a thing. Yeah. Also, surprisingly, I thought Retroid said you can make it work, but somebody did it.
That's really cool.
I need to send a tech tweet my personal information on Telegram because I won something on his channel.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Forgot what it was, but I think
probably
it was
PS5.
Good. Yeah, I think it was a PS5.
You know, I don't buy into the metal shell hype thing. You know, I did that once with the Odin Super, I think, and I ruined my device. Like because I had to remove the screen and do all that stuff and put it back together, and I was like, I can't believe I just did all this, and I hate it so much more. You know, and so. I don't know. The metal shell thing is interesting, like from a concept, and it is very beautiful looking. But I don't want to metalify any of my plastic handhelds. No. I prefer plastic. So
wait, this is Eddie from MRGC.
Is it Eddie?
Oh,
is that confirmed? That would make sense, actually.
Yeah. Well, if it is Eddie, I would maybe not buy it.
Yeah, there is a storied history there.
Oh, from Malaysia. Oh, he's in Malaysia.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
Yeah, so I mean, the whole story there is that, like, you know, he did a whole Kickstarter for a Raspberry Pi GBA, and even sent it out to right there, right? Send it to me, send it to ETA Prime, a couple others, and it was pretty wonky. You know, we made some videos about it, and I really did talk about how wonky it was, but he ghosted a lot of people who backed him. And so a lot of people never got their money back or got their device. And so he just disappeared. And so, yeah, I would just some caution if you are going to invest money and it's not a product yet, then, you know, you may have some. So,
okay. I didn't put that together before. So maybe think twice before ordering this one. If you really have to have it, at least Etsy has some buyer protections from what I understand.
Right,
which is good, better than you would have gotten on the MRGC website. Although those guys made solid cases. I have some good cases from that site.
Yeah, that's the sad thing is there were so many neat things that they did do. You know, they had button mods, they had screen mods, you know, all sorts of neat little things that really improved the experience. But then, just that follow through with that one device just kind of scuttled everything, unfortunately.
That's all it takes. It's just one time you do people dirty. And wait, is that a PSP nub?
They added on there?
Yeah. That's actually a good idea.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah,
it's
actually.
Pretty good. I never
better than a PSP nub is sort of like Stubbs Nubbs. It has that kind of rough.
It does.
That tactile.
You can also put it on your 3DS.
So we're in early talks to make shoulder buttons too that are going to be tactile, not spiky, but just tactile.
Sharp. So the sticks are going to be like they're going to have spikes, and the shoulder buttons are just going to be blades.
No, it'll just be like a little sticker.
That, Lego bricks, like the Nano Play.
No. It's just a little texture that you stick onto your shoulder buttons for people who like that sort of thing. I might like that sort of thing. So
metal handhelds feel nice, but they're just not practical. They're too heavy. It's like the 405M. Like, it feels nice, but I would prefer it being plastic. Which somebody in the comments said, like, Ambernick's taking too long. I'm sure they're gonna drop something here like in the next couple of weeks because the holidays are coming up.
And, didn't we have like a Genesis one?
Yeah, there was that. There was that leak. There was also the 405P leak that we saw that looked worse. Which I hope that's not the real thing. The one
Whatever
with RGB.
Happened to the Win 701?
That's dead.
Oh, I was actually looking forward to that.
It actually showed up at a trade show.
Wait, are you serious?
Sony shared that with me. Yeah. Hold
what?
on.
I thought it was dead. Like, that was the last. Like,
it's weird. It's showing up under the company that actually I think manufactures it for Ambernick.
Oh, okay. So somebody
Ambernick abandoned it, and then someone took it.
Maybe So maybe they're gonna just go ahead and run with it.
Because that's what I was reading. That Ambernick decided it just wasn't worth it, and they just kind of like it's something that they had been working for a while, and then they just shelved it, and they're like, "Yeah, we're not gonna do this." Which is probably the right.
That's unfortunate because I was looking forward to seeing where they were gonna go with it because I thought they would have learned some things from the Win 600.
I kind of hope they don't do another PC.
Yeah. No.
Yep. This is it.
I mean, there's so many other companies doing decent PCs now that it might not be worth it for them anymore.
So you see the Win 600 in the background,
right?
Yeah. So it's this company, Weibu. I don't even
know.
Weibu. Yeah.
Weibu.
Evan.
Yeah, but you can see this has the 7520U.
Oh.
So they they switched specifications. I guess maybe they're thinking about doing something a little bit lower end, I guess.
I don't like how velocity that shell is. Although that's a 3D printed shell, it looks like.
Yeah, that's like the prototype shell we saw of the 701 before.
Okay.
So it's kind of interesting because they did the same thing with the let's see, Win 600 here. So they
oh jeez.
Oh wow!
Nice logo.
No.
Yeah. So
Wow.
I don't know what the
tape
deal is
on
with this
there.
company.
Like,
That
did
is
just,
a piece
did
of
you just put like a
tape.
tape with a new logo on top of it?
I love how they're showing it off like it's something brand new and amazing.
Right.
You know.
Look at all these terrible features of this device.
Oh my god.
Bottom firing speakers.
You know, maybe I take it back. Maybe I don't want the Win 701.
That's what I was saying. Like 720 screen.
Yeah,
I mean,
so I have
it could be something where
720
they're
anyways,
shopping it around.
your
too,
battery.
maybe they're shopping the
Yeah.
design around because it's a trade show. So
What in the
who
world?
knows? Yeah.
I haven't heard from Ambernick in months at this point. I think the last thing I heard from them was when they were sending the RG Nano, and
Same.
they said, "Oh, you're gonna love the next 3 handhelds we make," and that was it. I'm like,
Yeah.
cool,
So
great.
one of them had to be the 405V. What else came out since then?
Oh yeah, I forgot about the 405V. Yeah, I
So,
completely forgot
are
that
there
thing even
2
released.
more?
Yeah, so I'm assuming that was
probably-
one of them they were talking about, but then maybe there's another one coming out. I don't know.
It's probably
I
going
don't
to be
know
the Genesis one and
I
the
think the Genesis one,
405P.
and then the P. Yeah.
Because
Oh,
the P from the picture we saw, like the 405P looked like it was pretty far along.
yeah,
I
they-
hadn't
know.
actually
Good
seen
way
that
to
as well.
rough looking.
Wait, is the 405P real? Have we seen that?
Well, you remember we saw like we shared it on the
we
podcast.
covered. That's right. Yeah. I haven't heard more about that. And our rep was saying he wasn't sure if that was real either. So Amber and Nick, yeah, they've been quiet lately. The RG Nano is the last big thing. The
cooking something
35XX Plus supposedly still happening. But yeah, we'll have to see. Okay, another thing, Analog Pocket, they're doing silly things right now. They're releasing a 64-bit console. It's basically it's an N64 pleasure device. And no, don't
64 bits of pleasure.
Yep.
No, that came out wrong. But they're doing this instead of backing and shipping their other things. I don't know, Russ. I know you had thoughts on this.
I always have thoughts. The only thing that is unique about this is that it will upscale to 4K, which is pretty neat, but it's not going to support Open FPGA, so which means that you're not going to have the ability to run emulator cores like you can with the Analog Pocket itself. That would actually have been pretty neat to be a home console that can play up to Nintendo 64 with FPGA. You know what I mean? Like a Mister, basically, but as a console experience and having the OS and all that kind of stuff already done. That would have been great, but they're not even doing that. It's just Nintendo 64.
So I have a device called the Eon something for Nintendo 64.
Oh yeah,
and it just plugs into the back of a regular N64 and it upscales it for you anyways. So I almost feel that kind of invalidates something like this because it's maybe about $120 and you could hook up an existing 64 to a modern TV and still play your original carts.
Yeah,
so I almost feel like, I mean, yeah, you can get a Game Boy or you could get an Analog Pocket, you can get that adapter, or you can get this, but I don't know. I wonder how many of these are going to actually sell.
Right. I'm not like a original console kind of guy. Obviously, I love my emulation, but I've read some of the articles from the original console kind of scene, and they're the same thing. They're just like, just buy one of those adapters. You know, it's going to be a better experience and cheaper. You won't have to deal with the FOMO stuff and all that other crap. So.
Right. The only thing is, if that's what the controller looks like, I would want the controller more than the actual device.
Yeah, that actually looks pretty good.
The controller looks really cool. Yeah.
Is that an 8-bit DOE controller?
I think so. Yeah, they've
I'm
worked
pretty
with
sure
them in the
it's gonna
past.
be.
See, I would take that,
I need that.
over the device any day. I would use that on a emulation handheld, I would use that on SteamDeck or the ROG Ally and just play 64 with it.
I don't get the point of 4K and 64 games.
Right.
Just
I don't think you're gonna see much past 1080p. It's gonna clean it up. It'll look sharp, but we have that now.
Yeah, but that's what I was gonna say. Like making them sharper is probably gonna make them look worse. Those games were not meant to be seen sharp. They're not pixel based. They're bad polygons and low res textures.
Same issue with PS1.
Yeah.
I mean, this is gonna be a hot take, but I found 64 had very few wins. If you go back,
I don't think it's a hot take at all. I agree.
Yeah, like if you go back to the library now without nostalgia goggles, like Mario 64, Star Fox 64, and Ocarina of Time are probably the only ones that haven't aged like milk. Everything else just looks
Well, see, there's one. That's one where I will say, like, if you have a group of people for N64, it's going to be a good time. Because there was a like 007 with a group of people, Mario Party, like those games are going to be a lot of fun with a bunch of people. But like single player experiences, we didn't get a whole lot outside of Mario and Zelda. That's about it. And there's better versions on other systems of those games anyway.
And that's actually very valid because a lot of my nostalgia and my experiences with the N64 were holding Pokemon tournaments at my house, and everybody would bring their own controller and their own transfer pack, plug in their Pokemon game, and we would just have at it, or we would play the mini games.
Yeah,
but
that's what made it great. That if you own an N64, like if you and somebody else own an N64, you know if you've played the same games. Like that's it, because the library isn't like outside of let's say what's on the Nintendo Switch Online service. That's probably the best games. Missing Perfect Dark and what else? Maybe a couple of games are in there yet, but for the most part, those are the good ones. Everything else, it's not.
I'd
great.
give a hard argument for Bomberman 64.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, Bomberman 64 is good. Let's see, outside of the Mario and Zelda games, Donkey Kong wasn't good. Like that was not fun. Banjo was great. Conker was great.
I like Conkers. Yeah, Conkers is great.
Diddy Kong Racing was really good. Probably better than Mario Kart, but
yes.
F-Zero was good, but like the list isn't that extensive, and we didn't get any good RPGs. Like that would.
I think GameCube had the better library. Honestly, it also has aged better.
Perfect.
They had the better single player library.
Yeah,
I would argue. Yeah.
That's what Nintendo trying to play the tech spec race, and it failed, which is crazy. Like we all remember GameCube as like this like nostalgic, like great system, but it did not do good at all in sales. Like it tanked.
No, it didn't.
Apparently not.
It's still worse than Xbox, I believe, right?
Yeah, it worse than Xbox.
Oh, yeah,
I think like 30 million units. I think it's only like a little bit better than
they were a newcomer at the time, so yeah.
Yeah, and then PlayStation 2 just completely destroyed everybody.
Everybody and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it was like the first DVD player. Yeah, that was a huge deal. So.
It was only like $50 more than a DVD player, but you could also play PlayStation 2 games. Like that's
right.
Xbox had DVDs, but you had to buy like this expensive remote to be able to play them anyway, which I never understood why they did that. I hated that.
Oh, I think it was licensing. The irony of that was they had to pay the licensing fee, I think, to Sony because Sony was part of that group. Designing the standard for DVD. So,
Damn.
So Sony was still making money even on that.
The Xbox was a better hacked console, though. You could do a lot more with it.
I still have my OG Xbox and it's hacked. It's cool. And emulation's still not perfect with Xbox, so it's still worthwhile having one.
But that's one system where I don't think it's going to get a lot better because there's not a whole lot of exclusives for that system that you can't easily get somewhere else. Like Halo, there's a better version, but like Xbox, they didn't have a whole lot of exclusive games. I remember Fable. What else?
Like Jade Empire and stuff.
Project Gotham Racing.
Yeah, those are solid.
Jet Set Radio Future was Xbox exclusive.
And Panzer Dragoon.
Oh, that's right.
Morrowind was actually Xbox only.
For a while, anyways.
Microwave, you know.
Well, the console version of Morrowind is just horrible. Like it aged like... I can't even say it aged like milk. It aged like sour cream. Like
really, just because
Morrowind in general, it didn't age that well.
If you want to play Morrowind today, you have to get OpenMW. It's
the dice roll system of fighting just pisses me off. I can't. Like you're making contact, but there's a chance that hit is going to be 0, and that just frustrates me. It's like why are you like this?
But it did bring us YouTube videos such as Dagoth Wave.
I haven't seen that system.
If you haven't seen Dagoth Wave, Google it after the podcast. It's
no. We have a strict don't Google it policy.
Do not Google anything that we say on this podcast.
Oh.
Only click on the links in our description.
That's it. You don't Google things that are spoken here.
One thing you could Google though is that Garlic 2.0 is right around the corner. I don't know, Rob, if you have that one loaded up.
Well, that's exciting.
But
wrong one.
Russ. So Mr. Black Seraph is here and he's saying, hey, guess what? This is running on the 405M on the T618 chipset. He fixed audio stuttering, so it's the next step towards finalizing. He said the alpha is going to happen any day now. This is really exciting. So we haven't heard news on Garlic 2.0 in a while, and people were starting to get a little bit, I don't know, a little pitchforky there on Reddit. Where's Garlic? Give us Garlic. You know, dude, it's like, is everybody a vampire? Just calm down. It'll be here so soon.
It's like they don't understand how crazy it is what he did.
Yeah, I think it might be just absolutely insane that he's supporting so many devices out the gate. He's also saying the T310 chip, so the RP2 Plus, and there's a lot of T618 devices.
Yeah,
so.
That's what I'm saying. People are impatient about this. It's like, dude, he's porting it to so many systems at the same time.
It is.
Yeah. I think people need to understand though that like he's not using GPU rendering and stuff like that. Like it's going to be like PS1 and below. Like, so it's not going to be something that's going to unlock performance for some other high-end systems or anything. It's just really just unifying and simplifying the process for PS1 and below, like how it is on the 35XX,
Yep.
Yeah. And he also had a second tweet out about the new version for the 35XX below this one.
Which is kind of ties into what we were saying about like making a simple OS for people that don't want to mess with all that stuff. This is perfect for that.
And he's saying here on this one, so close yet so far. It's not as encouraging. This is from a couple days ago. Debugging some cross-platform audio issues that cropped up after introducing the tweet. Oh, this is just the prior tweet to then him fixing it. Okay, so now he's fixed this.
So he was working on Duo before that. Like that's what he's been doing with his time. And so I featured that on one of my videos the other day. And it's a pretty neat little project. Like you install it on a computer and then it basically runs a version of Moonlight that is independent of the session that you're having on your Windows machine. And so it basically uses other users, like another Windows user. And then your other device will log into that user's like space, basically. So if you think about it, like you have your Odin 2, and then you also have your PC. And you can just obviously stream Moonlight from your PC to Odin 2, but it takes over your PC at that point. This allows you to continue to use your PC while also streaming to that other device. So it's great if you want to use your computer for whatever, and then let your significant other stream to their device, and you guys can do it at the same time. So it's pretty cool. Or if you both want to be playing at the same time. So you each have a Steam account. You can both log in and play against each other or with each other with your two different accounts using one computer, which is pretty cool.
And it is cool. And so we're excited to see this finally happen. I try not to bug him too much, but I am going to start asking him more about this. Duo is cool. I mean, I'm going to try that out. I just don't totally understand it yet. I need to get hands-on with it, really, I think. But, oh, man, we need that garlic.
So it pretty much just puts the game in the background, basically, for streaming it. Okay, that's really cool.
You definitely need a PC that like has a GPU because it's going to be taking those resources away. And so, but he has like a 4090 that he tests with, and he's gotten like 6 sessions running at once, which is kind of crazy.
Wow.
So yeah.
So this is an upgrade from Caster then.
Right. Caster was using virtualization, which is like way more resource heavy. This is using like special custom drivers and things that he set up. I guess it was a feature in older versions of Windows, and then Microsoft got rid of it, and so he like basically finagled it to come back. And so that's what he's been working on, is basically tricking Windows to allow you to do this thing they're trying to get rid of.
Okay,
that's actually pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
I remember some of the issues I was having with Caster is that it wouldn't find my Steam library on the main PC, so it was getting harder to connect, or I would have to redirect it back to the Steam library before I started the remote session. So this sounds like it kind of cuts out that middleman.
Yeah, exactly. So you will access the same Steam, like you'll access the same C drive. So you will play those same Steam games. It's pretty easy. So
okay, well, that's pretty cool. Are you guys excited about Mario Wonder? Super Mario Wonder dropped today officially.
I actually am.
Oh,
someone already got it running on an Ayaneo. I've never seen that.
What is that?
I don't know who this is, but they're running on the Ayaneo Kun, and that's incredible that it's already rocking. So I'll switch over to Rob's. I don't know
Mario
much
looks
of this.
So angry.
I don't know much of this we can show. To be honest,
true. Good point.
But it looks
that's
like
enough. That's enough.
Yeah, it looks like
okay. It's not even going.
It looks like the 2D Mario of our dreams. Like this is the true successor to Super Mario World. I've seen people say that, and I'm all about 2D Mario. That is my favorite version of Mario besides Super Zoo Mario. But this looks really cool, and I can't wait to try it out.
The thing that I really love about this idea that I've been playing this game for a little bit, and it has no time limits in the levels.
Yeah.
You know, when you play any other game and like the clock's running down,
it's always
that's
counting
it's a
down.
little source of stress every time I'm playing it. You know, there is nothing. You can just take your time if you want to go back and explore. Even if it's a platformer, you know,
I love that. Yeah.
It's so great.
I love taking my time to explore because the levels are so cool.
It's the best.
So, well, I guess never mind. I was gonna ask about the game, but I don't want that because I want to play it. So
you want to try it?
I don't want to get spoiled with it.
Yeah, there's a lot of surprises.
Yeah, that's the thing with Mario is like the story doesn't mean anything, but there's like mechanics in the game that are fun or like little things that happens that you're like, oh, that's really cool. So I'd rather not ask it.
Yeah, I will say the one way I have been playing it most has not been on handhelds. It's been using this controller. You guys ever seen this? Like the 8BitDo Lite, the original one. Like it has a second analog stick that's a D-pad, basically. And so it's really shallow, like button travel. It's very similar to like a Retroid Pocket 3. It like has those dome switch connections, but this is like the ultimate controller for that game. It just feels so precise and like good. And so I've had this for about a month or so, but this is when it's really clicked, like to the point where I think I'm probably going to make just a video on this controller and be like, hey, if you're going to play Super Mario Wonder, like buy this thing for $30.
Wait, which 8BitDo is that? The
8BitDo Lite. So it's the one without the analog sticks. It doesn't have stacked shoulder buttons, so it's like thinner. And so somebody, because I reviewed the really small one, what is this called? The Micro. And then someone was like, oh, you need to get this one because this is like a little bit larger but more comfortable. And so that's what I've been using. And
my favorite thing though is it has L3 and R3 functionality, which I think is the coolest. Yeah,
how?
You can click in on the D-pad. It's the
because it's recognized as an analog stick. It
has two D-pads. It has two D-pads.
Because they're basically analog sticks. It's really cool.
Yeah,
it takes the analog stick and makes it a D-pad.
What? So I just use these two. That's all I do. You know, is this just my D-pad and my face
awesome
buttons. It's got the other options if you want them. Yeah.
Wait a minute. So the face buttons are the same as the left face buttons, or are they different functions? Like
you can set them up. So this can be an analog stick, and it can function as an analog stick or whatever. This is really weird to do. Like
it technically has 3 D-pads.
Yeah.
What?
The buttons on the left, the 4 buttons, those are the actual D-pad. The other 2 are analog sticks.
Wait, Aish, is this the one you reviewed?
No, I have the regular light, the one with the.
This is a new one.
There's like this one too. This is the one that actually like has analog. This is the Lite 2,
which is
this
nice
one's
too.
newer.
Which is
But this one has stacked shoulder buttons like a Switch Lite, and so it's not as pocketable. This one is like, look at that. Like you can just take it wherever. Like it's pretty amazing.
Does that one have motion controls and everything?
I don't know. I never got that far. I don't care about gyros.
I
don't think
the Lite 2. Well, that's what the reason I was asking is because the Lite 2 has all of that. So I thought it was really cool that a controller that small still has all of those functions.
Do you need then for Wonder? Do you even need an analog stick?
Or you can shake. It does use gyro. You can shake it in game, but they have buttons that you can press instead, like the shoulder buttons, which again work perfectly. And so, I haven't had any moment while playing the game, and I'm about in World 2 right now, where I felt, oh man, this controller is holding me back in any way. It's pretty great.
Wow. Okay, I'll have to pick them up. It's only $24 for the.
I think I have 2 of them. Yeah,
really?
For a little while, that was the only way to play Link's Awakening on Switch with the D-pad.
Yeah. And Russ, do you recommend the joystick version?
No.
Or the D-pad?
onto the D-pad version. Yeah, specifically because I've had the joystick one forever, and I don't really like it. Like it's okay, but it's just I don't like the placement of the analog sticks. And it's this one here, the one that's all D-pad and like thin. Like this is the one that's pretty awesome.
All right, well we're gonna add that,
and it's yellow.
It's yellow.
Yeah.
I mean, yellow's my 2024 color. I can't enjoy yellow until after the ball drops on New Year's. I'm sorry, that's just my rule.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
What are your guys' thoughts on using this to play Mario Wonder?
What is that? The
SN30 Pro.
SN30 Pro, yeah. I mean, that's a solid controller. It's not my favorite.
It's actually pretty solid,
yeah. It's nice. I like the version that has the grip. There's a grippy version that has. legs.
Oh yeah. See, I actually
it's the Pro 2, I think.
Yeah, it's the Pro 2, but I actually like this one just because it feels more like a Super Nintendo controller.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're really their D-pads are really good. Like they're pretty close.
It's just hard to play anything like a joystick centered on that controller for long periods of time. Like it's good for shorter sessions, but I remember we were playing Overcooked one night and I was using that one and it got a little crampy after a little while because you don't have anything to grab onto, so you're just kind of holding it on the sides.
Gotcha.
It's not great for long sessions. If you're just like a 30-minute, maybe an hour long session, it's fine. Or if it's a D-pad game, like a 2D platformer.
I was gonna say, how did we get along as kids with our Super Nintendo controllers?
We had smaller hands.
That's true. We also didn't know better.
That's all we had.
Yeah. True. Yeah.
I mean,
there really wasn't anything else.
The Data Frog tried to bring us back that, but
so did Ambernick with the 353P.
See, Ambernick's button spacing is just that's what kind of breaks the nostalgia. Because if you see like a Super Nintendo button layout and like the Game Boy, they're not in that like 4-point setup. They're kind of spread out a little bit. Like, oh wait, I got this right here, like this one, like the buttons here.
Retro
they're a little bit wider, yeah. They're wider. They're bigger buttons. They're flatter. So that to me feels nostalgic. Like when I grab a Game Boy, that's what I feel. A Super Nintendo one. With these other ones, they feel really good, but they're narrow. They're too close together, so it's a different experience.
Okay.
One of these days, I kind of hope that one of these companies makes a Game Boy style retro handheld that doesn't have X and Y.
I was gonna say that earlier. Well, actually, I would like that, but just give me this layout. But give me like a Game Boy. That's it. I don't need a D-pad. I'm just sorry, a stick. That's it. Just D-pad, buttons. That's it. Only plays up to PS1. I'm okay with that. I only want like just a good chip for those systems.
There's the yellow boy. Well, if you want those, you need those sorts of original layouts and stuff to be competitive for something like Tetris. And you know what else you could be competitive at? Smash Brothers. And do you want to play Smash Brothers with like some of these dudes and people on our Discord? Guess what? You can, because this guy, Mikhailov, Team Retro, and Joey's Retro Handhelds are facilitating the official RH Smash Brothers tournament on November 4th. That is a Saturday. It will be awesome. And there is a sign-up sheet in this YouTube description. We are only taking the first 12 participants, mind you, for this first prototype round. And you will be winning Game of the Month points, official Game of the Month points that will count towards your RH merch. So if you're into Smash Brothers, you're good at that game, join. There's a first and second place prize. And I'm going to try to play. I play as Donkey Kong, and my move is to grab people and then jump off the cliff and try to jump back up onto the platform before dying myself.
Oh, you're one of those.
See. Yeah, I'm just an asshole. My mom always said, you play like an asshole kid.
And just every time.
No,
that's right before she would punch him.
My mom and I just played a round of Smash Brothers on the Switch like a month ago or so, and I still do that move. She still wins every time though, so it's not working for me 30 years later.
Smash Bros is such a fun game.
Just wanted to plug that. You have any words, Mikhailov, on the tournament? Thanks for putting that together for us.
Mr. Core, you are more than welcome to join us.
I hate that game so much.
I don't know why, but I have.
It's not going to be my
other game.
Terrible.
I have to answer the call and try to beat Joey.
Okay.
See,
I heard you talking about that.
Great at that game.
Yeah, that's what started this whole thing. Is like
it's okay.
You and Aiden talking about it.
Something will just sabotage him. One of his handhelds will just take care of that for him.
Yeah, we gotta send him a GameCube controller with a time bomb in it.
What?
Not enough to hurt him.
Not
enough to hurt him, but just enough to make him lose.
Just enough to cut him. Okay, just enough to cut him.
I'm pretty sure there's like an FBI agent listening to this now.
Oh, the FBI loves us, man. No, we're all cool here over here.
This is the second time I've scared Aish.
That's okay. So we have the Smash Bros. Tournament, but it's only this month. Next month, it's going to be a new game that people are going to vote on. So every month, we're going to try to do a competitive, co-op type game, and then it's going to have some points, and it'll be fun. We want to do more stuff in our Discord, have events in our Discord, so we're going to do that, and it's not going to stream to this channel. It'll stream to our side channel called RH Gaming. You might not even know that exists, but we do have a side channel where we talk only about games and community event stuff. So subscribe to that. It's somewhere. It's on our homepage.
So I've kind of taken the reins on this, so
yeah, I'm excited.
Me too. I'm looking
who
forward
do you
to
play
this,
as?
and it's we talk a lot in the community. It'll be nice. It'll be nice to actually have us get together and play some games.
Who's your main?
Mine?
Yeah,
that's a secret.
I know.
Tournament.
Can't pre-train.
I'm feeling Kirby main energies here.
Well, we know Stubbs not using Kirby.
He's OP. Kirby. You know who else is OP? King Diddy D. In Smash, like he's OP.
Yeah. I mean,
I actually will divulge. I've been a Link main since the original 64.
Me too.
My mom too. My mom's always Link. So
I especially love Link in this game because his reach is crazy.
Yeah. Agreed.
Oh, Isabel main. Oh God.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right, guys.
I mean, Smash Brothers. I mean, that's gonna be the first one, and then we're gonna go from there. It'll be a good time. Even if we don't like the game and we're bad at it, Russ, please come. I want to fight you.
Russ is fun to fight. You will lose. He will beat you every
you'll probably
time.
win in Smash Brothers. I have no idea what I'm doing. So
that's how I feel.
That's how you play that game, though. You just flick the sticks, like something happens.
I didn't know you flick the sticks. I thought you just mashed it.
No, that's how you fight. You flick the stick.
No idea.
Yep.
Yeah, Mario Kart was always my game. That was always my game.
I'll do Mario Kart, Street Fighter, any of those. Yeah.
I think those are coming.
I've heard Stubbs' story about Street Fighter. I'm not going anywhere near that one.
No.
Oh, I got beat by who was it that beat me at Marvel vs. Capcom 2?
It's been a while.
Cryptnip. Yeah. He beat me, but he owns a cabinet, so I mean, whatever.
Oh yeah. Well, he's been training. That's okay. Well, guys,
my coworker just scored the semifinals in the Mortal Kombat 1 tournament. He's a big Mortal Kombat guy.
That's awesome.
That would be cool. F-Zero would be really cool.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
You know what? That's a good idea too.
That's a cool one. That'd be a cool one.
Yeah. Let's do it like a Pikmin battle one too.
That would be. That was a thing.
It is. It's so much fun. Pikmin multiplayer is awesome.
That's awesome. Tiger Woods Golf. That'd be fun.
Yeah, Tiger Woods Golf.
I've also thought about maybe doing Jackbox stuff one month.
That'd be fun. I like the Jackbox stuff. Yeah, all 5 of the Jackbox games are pretty quality.
My only concern is we got to try and keep it family friendly, and I don't know if Jackbox is a good family friendly game. I guess it depends on who's playing.
It's harmless enough. I mean, you could, you could get raunchy with it, I guess, but nah. I mean, I played it at family events and stuff.
Catmax, I'm actually looking for a squad of 3 other people to play Monster Hunter Rise. Hit me up in Discord.
I'm looking for someone to play Hearthstone with, so hit me up on Blizzard. Mikhailov.
Oh yeah, you got to teach me how to play that game.
Yes, you got to friend me first.
Oh, I have to re-download BattleNet first.
Oh, okay, we'll talk offline. But
we'll talk offline.
We got to play. God, I feel like I'm at my day job. End of the day, talk offline, loop back around. Yeah, no. Vertical integration.
You're a rock star.
I'm feeling like the tournament will be fun, and I'm stoked to start up a new thing in RH. I talked to Rapid and make sure it was cool with him, because I'm like, I'm not going to add overhead to your life. He's very busy with Game of the Month stuff, but we would like to give official points.
Yeah, that was a big thing with me too. If it was going to be too much for him, I wasn't going to do it.
So he's allowed by his grace to give 2 whole Game of the Month points. That's as if you have beaten 2 games of the month for the first prize. That's pretty. 2 points is a lot around here. So you better start practicing today.
Oh, before we go though, somebody asked me in chat if I like the Retrostone. I just want to give a clear warning. It's terrible. Like it's not easy to use. The screen is not good. It's hard to read text. You have to use a mouse and keyboard to put your games on it. But once you do all that, and you just want to play like some Game Boy games, it's so good. I love it for that. It's just something about it. Oh, the D-pad also sucks. I don't know why I love it, but it hit the nostalgia like thing for me. That's it. I'm done.
I don't have anything else, guys. I've been trying to end it for like 10 minutes, but the conversation's been good. So I'm like, oh, staying back. Well, people keep saying your 3 hours, your 4 hour live stream. So I've been watching the time lately. Like, can we do it under 2 hours? Can we do it under 1 hour? I think we can hit around 2 hours.
I've been on longer shows. I think we did all right.
All right. I wasn't gonna like forcefully be like, we're ending the show now. That's it. But I don't have anything else. We had games leaving and emulating modern games, a topic from Aish, but I feel like we could probably kick that to the next if you're good with that. I don't have anything else to say about that. And we hit 40K today on our YouTube. Thanks, Russ, for the tweet. Thank you, sir.
Awesome. Yeah.
We've been on that grind this year. Rob too, you're already at what, 20? Over 20.
Closing on 35, I think.
35. Holy crap!
Nice.
Rob is
Jeez,
top
Rob.
tails.
Yeah.
Good for you.
His content is top notch. And then Mikhailov, your channel, dude, is freaking awesome. I've been loving watching you grow. You offer a unique perspective that a lot of these other channels miss. And I gotta say, you have the least ego of any YouTuber I've ever met. So just, yeah,
Russ has no ego. Come on.
Yeah, a little bit.
I mean,
Well,
Russ
you
can
hide
be
it
a little,
well, you do.
he's a little competitive, I think, but yeah.
no,
Not a
I'm
butthole
not.
or anything.
I'm not competitive.
Only in
Well,
Smash Brothers.
Yeah, only Smash Brothers.
Not only when Joey's involved.
Yeah.
Can't blame you for that.
But
Yeah.
please go, everybody, subscribe to Team Retrogue at Team Retrogue, all one word, on YouTube. Awesome stuff. Awesome guy. Guys, thank you for joining the panel here tonight. This has been a lot of fun, and we need to do this again, well, pretty much every week. So
Sounds good.
with that, thanks for watching, everybody. Do like, comment, and subscribe. That stuff really helps our channel, and we want to keep that 40K going all the way to 50, and one day we're going to get that 100K plaque, and then Zoo is going to come to my house and steal it probably. But I told him I will wrestle him to the ground for it.
So who's gonna switch the mailing address so it goes to him?
He will. It keeps happening.
You know, you guys can get multiple plaques, right? You just got to
Wait, what?
Yeah.
We
So you
can
just
ask
show
for
them that
multiple-
you're like you have a
Oh,
team, and you
what?
say
I
all
was
these
going to
people are on the
suggest you
team.
cut it up into
Person
pieces.
can get one, and I think it's like 40 or 50 bucks or whatever. Maybe it's more than that.
What?
But yeah,
Oh,
because they asked me like, do you want multiples or whatever? I'm like, it's just me. And I tried to get another one. I'm like, can I get another one but put a different name on it? I was going to get a joke one, and they were like, no. So,
Oh.
That's not how this works.
you could have gotten one for chicken. Oh man, okay, that actually is really cool to know, because we were talking about 3D printing. We're like, hey, how do we share this group accomplishment? You know,
They turn it into
and
a chain. Just hang it.
I thought we were gonna take turns with it, maybe a month at my house, a month at Aish's house.
Like the Stanley Cup. It just goes around.
It just
Yeah.
kind of goes
That'd
around.
be kind of cool. Actually, kind of cool.
I feel like Zoo gets it and we don't see it again.
What you guys should do is actually mail it around, and all of you guys sign it. I think that'd be kind of cool.
That'd be
yeah,
cool.
that would be cool.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean,
that would
my
be-
only question
You know,
is,
like
Zoo
the Stanley
gets it,
Cup,
is he
you got
going to
the
use
names
as a
printed.
Yeah,
cutting
they're-
board?
that is a good
Yeah.
idea. I
Yeah.
like that.
He uses it for his pickles.
Yeah.
All right. Now we're into the pickle talk. I'm gonna call it here. Thanks again to all of our patrons and our subs. You all are really what drives and fuels what we do here. Thank you again. And again, thanks to Tiny Tina for that $20 donation tonight. That was a crazy,
That's awesome.
crazy generous. It helps us get handhelds and fund our infrastructure and all the crazy shenanigans that we do. Our website's been really picking up lately, and now we're in Google's news feed. So our article is showing right next to Dodo in your daily news, and that to me was a big milestone. So I was like, yes, that's getting our articles out there. Check out our website, retrohandhelds.gg. And until the next one, on behalf of all of these guys here, take care of your handhelds and your pancreas and each other. Bye.